Inglewood. We are live. Production. You can cue the show. Welcome. We got some Mouthpiece included. It's our weekly segment every Thursday, 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard. We live, baby. And we get Silverbacks in the building. And we talk a mix of sports and politics, and the emphasis is on the politics. Just so y'all know, next week we're going to unpack Michael, Jeffrey, Jordan, the post-legacy, the tear down. Is it justified? We're going to talk about that. Or is that just another Silverback being torn down because he's not white or pink? So yeah, we're going to unpack that next week. But this week, we're talking about the bust. If you guys know about TATN, one thing we do not do typically is trash the melanated. The producers, the owners of the network, they want us to stay away from that as much as possible. And that's what we choose to do. So that's what we're going to do. So, I am in alignment with Kwame Brown, who the pink media went out and desecrated his name, and Stephen A. Smith going to all those colleges and high schools and stuff on a hate Kwame campaign. You know, and Kwame said something that I've been saying my entire life because I've laced them up. You know, never got past varsity high school, high school varsity ball, but I've laced them up. And you take any NBA player, okay, put them in a gym with some of the best players you can find, and typically they're going to light them up. I mean, the worst shooters, the worst players. So, Kwame makes the point. If I played in the league over a decade, could I have really been a bust? We're in alignment on that. So there's a quote. There's air quotes on this. Air quotes. Quote, end quote, bust. Okay. Says these cats have made money. They have made it to professional. They signed a contract. So, I mean, if I make it pro, sign that big contract and get drafted, and you want to point your finger at me and color me a bust, no matter what color I am, melanated or not, then guess what? I suggest you go ahead and point your finger at me and call me a bust as I head straight to the bank. That being said, as we get our magnanimous, what word am I looking for? You know what? We don't need it. Fair use. You guys like, share, subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure whenever you come into the building, maybe or maybe not, get yourself a non-alcoholic beverage. Maybe or maybe not. Do guard your grill. Do knuckle up. Our resident host, Jackie Robinson, is traveling. That's going to be Ace. We call him Jackie Robinson. Big ups to JRW. He's traveling. He alerted us that he's going to be a little bit tardy if he makes it today. Um, he's out there, boots on the ground, serving his time out there doing the baseball coaching and stuff. So big ups. Also, we have one of our rotating silverbacks who agreed to pop in the building, and we're going to drop the link out there in that chat. So it's open panel today. But Big Nick, South Florida, you guys check out his channel, subscribe to his channel. Big Nick, South Florida. That's right. He's giving 12, and the government, he's giving them hell, for lack of a better term. He's giving them hell. So we're going to go ahead and play this here, and then we're going to get the show started.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Okay, people, that's gonna do it. Let's stop that share. Production, if you can stop that music playing in the background, thank you. Okay, so today, what we're gonna cover on today's segment, it's gonna be, the title is the top 9 sports bus. We're asking a central question. Is there some racial disparity there, or is it just what it is? I don't want to abuse the race card out there, in deference to my ancestors. But is there some dog whistling going on out there, or is it just, some sensitivity to, frequency I'm on? So these are the types of things that we're going to attempt to unpack today. I covered who we expect in the building today, and that's going to be our resident silverback, JRW, Ace. And then he's out of Southside Chicago. And then we got South Florida, Big Nick, South Florida. That Lauderdale area, I want to say, Fort Lauderdale area. He brings that, that Southern Kwame Brown type of swag, Bo Jackson type of thing, Deion Sanders. He brings that kind of edge, to us Northerners. And I probably should have had him here next week because he likes to take shots at Michael Jeffrey Jordan. We got a whole show on that next week. We're going to unpack that, and that will be an open panel as well. We want to talk about it. So don't have any hot topics. I should have put something together for that, but I will say, normally we're going to add this week in sports hot topics. I know I have, Scottie Pippen was pretty hot. He's been yapping, but me personally, I don't follow it anymore. I don't watch sports. So yeah, maybe once the guests get here, we can revisit that. 1 second here. And you guys, if you can like, share, and subscribe, Also, as you're in the chat, let us know who you would, maybe you could type in some busts. We're talking about some non-melanated, meaning some white players that just, didn't pan out. Maybe they were all, hype. So any of them jump out at you. We're not going to say Larry Bird. Larry Bird was a beast. Okay. Anybody, I'm not going to even say he was overrated. I mean, I have to go back and watch more film as a grown man, but Larry Legend, big ups to Larry Legend out of French Lick, Indiana, big ups. Second here. Yeah, so if you have some cats in mind that jump out at you, let's hear about it. Have at it. Okay, let's see here. And you guys, please like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're on some more growth and development type of stuff over here. Nation building on the TATN side. And like minds, we need like minds to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're bringing you content, uncut, unfiltered content. So, I did want to, for those who may not know, what is a bust? So in sports, there's a term that's been used, and it's been used, before sports, but it was commandeered by the sports world. I guess if you go to Vegas, I guess you don't want to you don't want to be a bust. You don't want to be busted. Bust never seems to be a good word. Cops get you, you're busted. So bust. It's not like the bust of Michael Jordan and Pip that's outside of the United Center. We're not talking about that type of a statue or a bust. We're talking about, again, someone who didn't pan out. May have been drafted too high. I don't want to use the term bums, but yeah, you may have shouted at the screen and called some of these guys bums and wondered why they're in the league. So that's what we're talking about. And, type that in the chat. Let's go ahead and type that in the chat if you can think of some non-melanated players that qualify as a bust. Now, we're going with the top 9. We're going to go with our top 9 non-melanated bust. And what I will do is I'm going to start with some honorable mentions, as I literally call them dishonorable mentions. Okay. So these are going to be the ones that didn't make the top 9, but maybe they probably should have been. So let's see here. Okay. Yeah, the honorable mentions. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, so we have, I'll actually give you, and one thing I wanted to say, I didn't put many hockey players on there. I mean, we can go on and on with that. Yeah, we can go on and on with that. This list is basketball and NFL heavy. It does list some baseball players, just so you know, and I believe there is one hockey player. We use as a source different entities, Bleacher Report being one, but of all the data, this would be TATN's list. So TATN reviewed a bunch of different sources and then made his own decision as to the top 9. So let's go ahead and jump into these honorable mentions as it is. So I'm going to say Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow does not make my top 9 list, but Tim Tebow does make the list as a bust. And you may say, well, why? Nobody expected him to do anything. Well, that's why he didn't make the top 9. But there was a lot of hype. There was a lot of hope behind Tebow. And Tebow was drafted in the first round and given the opportunity to play QB in the No Fun League, which people call the National Football League. So I got Tim Tebow in here as a special dishonorable mention. Big ups to Tebow. I mean, from all on the outside, looks like he keeps his nose clean, you know. Hell of a college player. I think he would have been a nice halfback, you know. But he didn't want to do it. So big ups to him. And I think recently he decided he wanted to come back and he actually wanted to come back and as a tight end, play tight end in the National Football League. And since I haven't been following sports, I really don't know where that is right now. So that's my dishonorable mention. Let's see here. Make sure this guy didn't actually make the list. I had another one here. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. Not him. Okay. Yes. My second dishonorable mention, before we hop into the nines or TATNs, bottom nine or top nine, I'm going to step out on a bigger limb. And this cat, some of you guys might not be too familiar with him, but he is a Major League Baseball player, drafted. Bill Benny. Okay. Back in 1988. Never panned out. Actually ended up, I think, being arrested for selling illegal karaoke jukeboxes, but he just never panned out. Everybody thought the world of him. He was the next this, that, and the other, and just turned out to be hype. So now we have a much more thorough breakdown of the 9 players, you know, the who, what, when, where, and the why. So, you know, that we are going to break down for you. Let's see here. So before we get into number 9, let's see here. And like, share, and subscribe. Let's get them in here. We're talking politics. It is an open panel, so you know, just type in if you want me to drop this link. I will drop it shortly. Just going to one quick second here. Yeah, we got a great list coming up. I think that even a casual sports fan should know. Definitely, you should know my top 4 or bottom 4. Yeah, you definitely should know that. So let's see here. Which one am I playing? All right, stand by. Okay, we're gonna share a screen real quick. Anything that we didn't cover that you would like to, but okay.
Right.
Here we go, bro. You got any shout outs or
We'll
big
be back
ups,
in a moment.
as we call it? Wait,
Hey,
well,
man,
before you do that, I'm sorry. Before you do that, anything that we didn't cover that you would like to cover? That's what I want to say.
No, we pretty much got the bases. We run into the home plate now. You know what I mean?
Man, yes, sir.
If it's something you forget, shit, we can do it again on another date. You know what I'm saying?
All right, then we'll go ahead and roll into any big ups, man. Any shout outs, any big ups?
Nah, man. Much respect to my girl here with my kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Much respect to you, Self, Jasper too, even though I ain't seen him in a minute, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Chris Mass, you know what I'm saying? I remember Chris Mass gave me a ECL beat tape. You know what I'm saying? He probably don't remember me, but he did. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that tape. That was my shit too. I was happy as hell. He gave it to me. So big ups to Chris Mass, 5G. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Camille.
All love the merge, you know that. You know, that's big bro all day long, you know what I'm saying?
Brain
big
bro.
ups to my man.
You know, I gave him the name, Mr. McVeigh. He tried to act like I got it from the streets. But go ahead, bro. That's what he told me. I hit him on the internet. He didn't know it was me. Where you get that name, Mr. McVeigh? I got it from the streets. You know, but go ahead, bro. You know, he didn't give me no the streets. I'm the streets. But go ahead, big ups.
Big ups to my man Omar. He was in the chat on the check-in. He got a clothing line too. Ups. His joint called Superman 09 on IG. So SUBERMAN 09. Superman 09 on IG. He got
SUBER man. Okay, go ahead.
Man 09. So y'all can check him out. He got a clothing line too. He out of Brooklyn. So, you know, it's Brooklyn in the house. Big ups to my man Mills. Brooklyn. He out of the Bronx.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? My famo Chico, Shimmy, D'Anthony, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know, anybody that rock with if y'all some skyscrapers, you know what I'm saying, then you rock with the brand, Skybox, you know what I'm saying? 92 bricks, man. Is what you need, you know what I'm talking about?
Man.
Get in tune, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
From the ground up.
And let's recycle this money. This money. Any more big ups, bro? Shout outs?
The slogan for 92 bricks is the only cure for the struggle is to hustle. So let's get to it, you know what I'm saying?
Man, love it. Man, I love it.
Shout out to Ethan too for being on the check-in. Shout out my sister.
Big ups, Trife, man. Oh yeah, shout out to your sister. Yeah, she was active too.
Big ups to the show too, man. I appreciate y'all bringing me on here, man. It's wild crazy, man. We connected through the fiber optics, but you know what I'm saying. We need to go on and set up a reunion and touch down, man.
And text me your sister's maiden name too, so I can ask my wife, and then I'll see if she knows her too.
All right, word.
But go ahead, bro.
That goes without saying, because we gotta build and grow, man. You know, and you know this whole thing, we gotta connect on this music.
Facts.
Right. And let's really set it up and knock it down and knock it out the park, because that's what we on.
Facts. All right, that's what we on. Big ups to the Self Love Show, Trife Mac, and that brother Tory Wordsmith for that. So wait a minute, production. You got Biggie Smalls playing in my ear. Too bad we can't share that Biggie Smalls with the okay, yeah, Bulk 3-pack said Darko Milicic. Yeah, man, Darko. Yeah, we gave that one up, Bulk 3-pack. We gave that one out yesterday during the Self Love Show, but you're right. I had forgot all about Darko, but Darko did make the list. I'm not going to give away where Darko finished on the list at, bro. All right, let's see here. So we're going through TATN's bottom 9 non-melanated busts, if you will. Okay. Not going to explain it anymore. It is what it is. Bust, quote, end quote. All right, let's see here. Where is that? There it is. Okay. All right. My number 9, the ninth, I would say, bust. We're going to go in descending order. So, number 1 is going to be like the one who's the worst. Okay. So some of you younger cats, you know, because you guys are all recentists. You don't study the history of sports. You can care less. You know, playing video games and stuff instead of learning the history of sports. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. So the number 9 bust, I'm going with Entman. Emptman. That's his name. Okay, this guy was the number 1 overall draft pick by the Indianapolis Colts in 1992. Now, I don't know if he was alleged to have been on the juice, the steroids, or not. But, yeah. We're going with Empman. He lasted just 18 games. He played only 18 games over 3 seasons with the Colts. He was a number 1 overall draft pick, and he only played in 18 games for the team that drafted him. And then he played for another team for 3 more games, so a total of 21 games. Yeah. So, yeah, that's where we're going with this guy here. I want to say he was an offensive lineman and piss poor. You know, and your best ability is your availability. So I'm pretty sure he was a better offensive lineman than me. But yeah. His whole he was supposed to be a stud, like a can't miss, like, you know, Barry Bonds type, you know, a natural, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So we're going to park it right there right quick. We got Big Nick, South Florida. He's going to jump in the building with us here shortly when he gets himself going. And so, yeah, we got Empman. Can't think of this guy's first name. Let me get his first name. I thought I had his first name. I think it was Cal, I want to say. Let me see. Yep. Steve. That's it. Steve Empman. That's number 9. He played college football for the University of Washington, and he was selected first overall by the Colts in 1992. And he was a defensive end. Yep. From Spokane, Washington, 6'4", 293. So I think they thought he was going to be the first coming of J.J. Watt. And he was a J.J. Knott. What up, Big Nick?
What's going on? Now with Steve Empman, he probably would have been, but he had some injuries early. He came and played for Miami and had the best, you know, his best part of his career was sitting in Miami. He had a couple good seasons in Miami, but he did have some injuries. Now that boy was a beast.
Well, you know, Big Nick, that's what I was saying. I thought he had some injuries, but I know at that time, a lot of those guys was alleged. I know you don't care about this, but was alleged to have been on the juice. Was he one of those guys? Because remember, they was getting all brittle once they got to the pros, man.
No, I don't. I never heard anything about Steve Empman being on steroids. I actually had a couple opportunities to hang out with him back in the days. Him and some football players from the Dolphins. You know, he was a real cool cat. But you got to remember, back in those days, man, in the early '90s, it was like knee injuries back then were almost catastrophic.
Yeah, they was.
Your career was pretty much you wasn't the same, you know. So he went through a couple, I think, knee injuries on the same knee or maybe both knees. You know, he just couldn't live up to that height. But in Washington, man, y'all thinking Dominican Sue or something. Steve Empman was the real deal.
Man, I know. I remember him from the video game, boy. He was he was a beast. But yeah, he only played in like 21 total games, man. But hey, it's 21 more games than me. And that's why I said at the top of the show, you wasn't here. You know, the term bust is in quotes. The last thing I need is a Kwame Brown or somebody getting on me all over the internet, you know, these guys did turn pro. They were at the top of their games in high school, all state, all this and that, all American in college. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Right. So,
but they I don't use the term. I never use the term bust. I never did because I was an athlete, you know, and I was in the Navy and I played all over the world basketball, you know, so I knew what it took to get to a certain level. But also at the same time, none of them players drafted themselves, you know, and they made it to the 1%. They made it to the 1% of 1%. Man. So it's hard for me to label any of them a bust because I know it. I remember I came home on leave from the Navy one time, right? And I'm in shape and I'm playing against, you know, people that probably should have been in the league if it wasn't for, you know, you just happened to be 5'11", but boy, if you were 6'8", you would be the best power forward in the league, you know what I'm saying? Like I played against brothers like that. But I remember I came home, man, and I played against my old alma mater. You know, we had a little AAU team we put together and played against my alma mater. And these kids was 16, 17 years old. And I'm like, bruh, we couldn't do, they blew us out. I mean, and we playing on another level, but we also playing against grown men. We ain't playing against somebody who ain't never been tired before in their life. Who, you know, they play is to grab the ball and run. Can you hear me? I'm there?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. Hey. Yeah, so it's like it's just that's a hard. Athleticism is hard, man.
It is.
Or athletics, rather. Athletics is hard.
Well, yeah, because you got, you know, and then when you get to that level, you actually got people scouting you, you know, and then to still be able to put up numbers when the whole game plan is rigged against you, you know, it's the next level type of stuff.
Absolutely.
Hey,
you know, ahead, if you're the fastest dude, in your neighborhood, right? And it's a sport, a team sport, football or whatever. No, let's use basketball. That's the easiest one. You're the best basketball player in your neighborhood. You're the best basketball player in your city, right? Yeah. And when you on a basketball team in high school, they ain't calling no players for you. You just get the ball. You get the ball, right? And that limits athletes to a certain extent for the next level. Because now everybody on your next level team was the best in their city. Everybody was the best in their city. So now you got to do something to get open right now. You can't just get the ball and think you're going to go score 50 points against me. I was the best in my city too. That man on my team was the best in his city.
Hey, and that's a good point. And then when you got to your college or your new pro team, you ain't the man here. So ain't nobody calling no plays for you. So now you got to learn, how to be a role player all of a sudden.
Right. And that 8 or 9 points that you used to average back in high school don't mean nothing here.
Right.
That don't mean nothing. But that same scout who never played the game, and he just see somebody out there dominating people on the, you know, now, okay, I'm gonna make him the number 1 pick. And not a man a bust.
Well, they threw out Milicic, and then we just said Impman. So that's 2 off the list. I ain't gonna tell you what number we got Impman on. I mean Milicic on. So think of a white bus, quote unquote, that you think would be on this list. So scratch Impman off.
Leaf.
Who you say?
Ryan Leaf.
All right, we're gonna talk about him a little later. We're gonna talk about him now. Next on our list, yeah, you did pull one off though. Next on our list at number 8, and this is difficult. I was a Dookie, and you know I liked UNLV. Don't get this twisted. But Danny Ferry, man, he was a number 2 overall draft pick in 1989. He was a big white hype. You remember him. He was drafted with the 2nd selection. That's right, in the draft class because let's see, he did play 13 seasons, man. And he did win a title as a deep on the bench role player. He didn't have anything to do with the title. And you remember his biggest moment was he got into a fight with your greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan. That was one of his biggest moments.
Live detail.
He did get into a fight with MJ. Well,
I know that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Oh, you're saying the other part?
Yeah. Neither one of them couldn't fight. Yeah.
Hey, next week, I don't think you heard me, but next week, bro, we're covering that topic, man. Not who's the GOAT. We're not covering Jordan from that perspective. What we're bringing up is the premise of why all the hate? Why all the hate all of a sudden? You know, he was this and he was that. So we want to hear it. We want people to talk about it. You know, is it just because he's a billionaire? I mean, like, man, why all the hate? They don't hate. Don't nobody hate Larry Bird. Don't nobody hate Larry Bird. I'm saying, Larry Bird, his shit don't even stink. I bet you when Larry Bird come out the bathroom, it just smell. Don't nobody hate no white greatness.
Hold on, Silverback. Hold on.
You name one white great player. Name
the narrative, how you would pose that question.
Well, it is framed.
It's a bad faith narrative, right? Right. I think a more apropos narrative for the Jordan would be likability versus unlikability, and see which one win out. And everybody give you the reason for the unlikability. It ain't that we hating no Jordan. Jordan can ball, right? I got Jordan game. I don't think the NBA is playing Jordan's game anymore. I personally think the NBA is playing Allen Iverson's game right now.
Before Michael Jordan, but this is for next week. Before Michael Jordan, America was a results-oriented country. That man got you nothing but results, and now all of a sudden it's how he went about his business. I don't want to hear none of it until next week. Save it.
But he didn't get you nothing but results. He had 6-7 years of failure.
Well, if you consider not winning a championship failure, then
first round playoff loss, not making the playoffs. Yeah,
no, Michael Jordan made the playoffs every year of his career.
Okay, well, yes. First round playoff loss. He didn't get out of the first round until he got Scotty, I think.
I think the first, yeah, no, because.
That was the first
he had Scotty. You're right.
Boston.
He had Scotty when he had that 63 against Boston, didn't he?
No, he didn't have Scotty then. I don't think he had Scotty then. I think he had Brad Sellers then.
And that was first round. Yeah.
I think Scotty kicked Brad Sellers to the curb.
Sad Sellers.
They were trying to market him as the number 2.
Sad Sellers.
Because he was on the league what 1 or 2 years before they got Pippen, right?
Well, yeah. Sad Sellers. and then you know, like the whole team literally was like smoking drugs and stuff. This is true, but nobody gives Jordan credit that he took an organization that was in the shit. That was an expansion team. It was an expansion team full of drug addicts that wasn't winning shit, bro. Excuse my language. And turned that whole thing around, built a new stadium, won 6 I mean, come on, man. You know, built a business, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the man isn't Jesus, but I'm just saying, like, why? But that's what we're going to talk about. Like, why? Like, what do we expect from the black man? Are we supposed to be, you know, we just got to be so damn perfect, and why? You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we're unpacking. I want to hear from y'all, but save it for next week.
Okay, all right.
You got anybody else though that you could think on this list, bro?
Oh, as a bus?
Yeah, white bus. We're only doing white bus.
Across, I'm assuming you're only using 2 major sports: basketball and football, right?
Mainly, it's some baseball in there. If you want to throw, you might, hit one. And again, this ain't no right or wrong. Okay, this is just my list.
Oh yeah, I got and what would be considered a bus would be Greg Odom would be considered a bus.
He's melanated.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, we're only doing not. Okay,
yeah, because we want to point out the ones that are going under the radar because they are pink. They get the GoPro and stink it up, and then take that bag of money and live their life, and don't nobody ever mention them again. That's what this show is about.
Adam Morrison.
He's not on my list. He's not on my list, but he for damn sure. Well, did they expect him to do that much though?
Yeah, he was a lottery pick. I think he was like number 5. I think he was the top 10 pick.
But you made a point that I made. It's the people drafted him, and then if you got a good agent, hey, if I got Big Nick and he hustles me up to get drafted number 2 overall, God bless Big Nick. You know what I'm saying?
No, the thing was, the man was a 22-year-old man shooting deep threes against 17, 18-year-old straight out of high school, and he was lighting them up.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's time to come play against some, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I was looking at that, man. I graduated high school. I was 17, and I was playing against players with 19 and 20. And when I look back on my life, I said, because my birthday is around, the end of the year.
Right.
And I said, just think if I had flunked one year, and then my mom had started me 1 year later, and just think if I was leaving at 19. And I was thinking about how I was developmentally. Right. And then now it's some kid out there on the varsity at some subpar school that's a freshman or sophomore playing against me. The kid wouldn't have had a chance.
I'm gonna do you one better.
Go ahead, bro.
Take this mind and knowledge of you have of the game now, right? Because you know the game now, right? You know the game, right? Take the knowledge and put it back in your prime body.
Correct. Now, when no matter what age you was, that's correct.
Your prime body.
Well, prime. Oh my goodness,
knowledge, I take my knowledge of the game now and put it in my prime body. Come here, Jordan.
Well, and that's the thing about it. When I look, like my coach, my high school coach, he was all Big Ten, like second or third team. He's a pink guy, All American, at University of Wisconsin. So he's one of those dudes, though. He would be like Jordan trying to coach you, and then he played the point, and I played the point. So it was like, you know what I mean? I didn't really get free until I left his system. Right. And it was a matter of me getting older and all of that, wrapped up in one. You know what I'm saying? But if I was at a different place and the coach is already like, just, man, do your thing, it might have been different for me. But at the same time, I know, man, he preached the fundamentals, man. He taught, he did, but everything he was telling me didn't really click in until that next year, bro.
But I'm gonna tell you why you had a problem with him. The problem wasn't yours. The problem was his. See, like you said, he was pink, right? So he didn't understand that the basketball players that you were playing against, that that he wanted you to play in the system, but you playing against players that you've been playing against all your life. Just because we go to a different school, he couldn't fathom that you know that dude.
Yeah,
because
he couldn't, bro.
So he couldn't fathom that you know him. So in your mind, when you got me playing within the system, when I know I can kill this dude, I can't deal with that.
Or I know what I can do against these guys to get what I need to get.
I play with him every day.
Correct.
Like he lived 2 blocks away from me. It's just that's how the district drawn up. But our neighborhood bars are apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you can't see that, coach.
Correct. And that's why they say some of the best. Remember, Larry Bird wasn't a good coach. That's why some of the best players usually can't coach. Right. Because they're like, man, why didn't you just jab step him and dunk? You know what I mean? What do you mean? Why didn't I just jab step him and dunk? I don't have that in my game. But bro, I know I got you for a short time. So next on the list we had I threw Joey Harrington. You remember Joey Harrington?
Yeah, Joey Harrington had I guess you're going about where they was drafted at. Where he was drafted at.
It's balanced, but he was drafted number 3 overall. You remember he
had a few years.
Well,
we tucked him up one time, got rid of him quick.
But that's why we're asking, though. He wouldn't have had a few years if he had melanin in him. Because let me give you his numbers. Let me give you his numbers. He was 26 and 50. Those are his wins and losses. And they let this guy go 26 and 50, bro. And with an interception rate of 79 and 85 in 6 years. I mean, geez, bro. Geez. Man, God bless Joey Harrington.
Yeah. And then go back to the schools, what you calling out where these people come from too. And then think about what conferences they in.
Yeah.
You got another team. You got another team of a melanated dominant sport but you got 60 pink guys on this team.
And you draft a guy.
Pink guys or 80 pink guys on this team. Unheard of in the SEC. But
you don't draft a guy that came out of Loyola Marymount's run and gun system with Jerry Tarkanian's UNLV Marymount, and then bring him to a pro team where you want him to slow down and pound the ball. See, that's what they be doing. Like Joey Harrington was in a wide open split system spread, and then they bring him in the NFC Central and have him handing the ball off to I think it was Barry. So Yeah, you know what I mean. They be messing these people up, man, getting them with the wrong systems and coaches and stuff. So yeah,
And
we
then
got
you
Ace.
got
Go ahead, bro.
Tim Couch.
Damn, I didn't put Tim Couch on the list, man. And Tim Couch pissed me off. He was one of the pink ones that I actually believed in, bro. I thought Tim Couch. I usually don't believe in these pink people. Like I'm telling you, I knew Peyton Manning was the business, bro. I can watch him play. What up, Ace?
Gentlemen.
Usually I can tell it's a bum. You know, but but Ace, we already into it. So throw out one name. We've already mentioned Darko Milicic. He's on our list, but he hasn't come up yet, but they mentioned him in the chat. We mentioned what's his name? Impman. We mentioned Impman already. Who else did we mention?
See, but you can go your team, your personal team, but that person, that person, you know, because I got, you know, on the Miami Dolphins, you know, I got a dude on my team that was a very high draft pick, and he was absolute trash, but his two boys are tearing up the NFL right now. And that's John Bosa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was we drafted
my
him
Bears. My Bears don't never want. They want to cater to the alt-right in our community. Yet the city is alt-blue, right? And I'm not getting it. This is a politics show,
right?
And what they do is they'll pass up though it'll be some legitimate white talent, right? You're gonna push this alt-right stuff, and they'll pass up on these type guys like you talking about the Bosas and what's the dude the brothers at Texans. They'll pass up on.
Yeah.
Yes.
PJ Watt.
The
whole family. Grandma, everybody can play football.
And yet it's still one of them Griffin boys in the NFL without a hand.
Man, if you're gonna get us
boys in the NFL without a hand.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But if you're gonna get us some white boys, man, come on, bro. We play football. Some white boys got goal. We all know that.
Right, but, absolutely.
Man, get us the ones with the pedigree. They be passing up. Remember the other one we had with the pedigree? He just had the injuries. That offensive lineman, Ace, he was cold.
Yeah, man.
Going to the Pro Bowl and stuff, but then he started getting hurt.
Howie Long.
Howie Long's son, yeah.
Chris Long?
Chris Long.
Chris was
no, not Chris.
Chris
was
no, it wasn't Chris.
It was
he was all pro for like 3-4 years, man.
Yeah. Then he hurt his ankles and his knees and legs and
we're gonna play him at tackle. We're gonna move him, but he milked it. We're gonna move him to guard. We're gonna move him to tackle. We're gonna have him playing the fullback next year. But he did everything for him. We're thinking about moving him to quarterback. But Ace, can you think of a pink person that might be on this list? Just throw one out before I continue on with the list.
You got to look at a bust, huh?
Ryan Leaf. Talking. Yes, yes, you will. So far, we did start with Impman. Okay, and then Danny Ferry, Ace. You remember Danny Ferry? Now he did play 13 years, but come on.
Yeah.
But the hype they gave that boy, he was supposed to be Larry Bird.
About as hyped as Leighton.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to get ahead of the list here, but I know the two most athletic quarterbacks in the history of the NCAA is on that list.
Well, hold on.
Two most athletic.
Well, hold that. I want to hear that. Let me just get them up to speed where we are on the list.
Okay.
And then we got Rick Meyer. I don't know if we said Rick Meyer.
Yeah.
You said Rick Meyer, didn't you? And it's funny.
No, I didn't say Rick Meyer.
No, you said Couch. You said Tim Couch. Yeah.
Yeah. But I know I forgot which commentator it was said that he has a chance to win 4 Heisman trophies and you know, he was just gonna be dumb, man. Yeah.
They gave him a chance. So I skipped Rick Meyer. So I should have said him before I said Harrington. So Rick Meyer was drafted number 2 overall in 93. He reminded every single NFL general manager that just because a guy played at Notre Dame, he wasn't destined to become. That was who he was going to be the next Joe Montana. That's what they was calling this class.
Yeah.
He had a career record of 24-44 in 8 seasons. They gave this guy 8 seasons at 24. A TD interception ratio of 50 and 76. And then when these black players get up there, they get a season and a half and they get shit upon for the whole time. And we shit on them too, bro.
And ship them right out of the league.
And a number 2 draft pick because he's a good looking kid. And then We had Harrington Ace. We went over Harrington. I'm not gonna read over his stats. So go ahead, Big Nick. You said the most athletic.
The two most athletic NCAA quarterbacks in the history of NCAA football. Tim Tebow,
Man,
and your boy
they'll
Johnny
tell you, boy.
Manziel. And your boy Johnny. Who more athletic than Tim Tebow and Johnny Manziel? Who more? They got him in the first round, the athletic. Who more athletic than them boys? And college football history.
Todd Marinovich.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Forgot about him. Yeah.
That was that juice.
That was the juice.
And the crazy daddy.
Hey, I was using Tebow in Madden, bro. I had Tebow going, boy, because nobody expected nothing. You know what I mean? I put together a whole system, had him running, boy.
Running in.
Yeah, Tebow.
Passing and optioning and,
Yeah, because by the time they figured out what he was doing, and the defense was good enough and the running game was good, he had you in the game, bro. And he had you in the game.
Yeah.
But he made the special mention. I don't have him on the list. So I had next on this list is this guy was drafted number 3 overall in 1994 by the Washington football team, which is formerly known as the Redskins. Does anybody know who I'm talking about?
Washington. Number 3 overall.
Number 4. He's a quarterback.
Number 4 overall.
Number 3 overall quarterback.
Number 3 overall.
1994.
1994. That sounds like. Hold on. I do know. I know this.
He was replaced by a guy who was the guy who replaced him was actually dumb enough to headbutt a wall.
Oh yeah, Gus Farrat.
Yeah, so he was replaced by Gus Farrat. You got a good sports memory, man. Because I had forgot all about that. I said,
but he also played
see that? If Gus Farrat was black, we wouldn't have forgotten that. That's what I'm telling y'all, man.
Right.
Go ahead, Nick. You coming close?
I can't.
Gus Farrat replaced.
He replaced Gus Farrat.
He was replaced by Gus Farrat. He was replaced by a moron who bangs his head on the wall. That'll tell you, allegedly. Now, all kidding aside, though, this guy, he may have been smart enough to play the position, but he didn't have the skills, lasting just 22 total starts in his career and throwing 15 touchdowns to 33 picks. And we got Heath Shuler. Heath Shuler. God, they gave him, oh my God. But you see how they ran that brother out of there. You remember the brother that went to the Washington football team? They drafted him early and said he wasn't ready and we're going to let him just hold the clipboard his first season, but they ran him out there anyway. Got rid of him.
Yeah. His height and his pedigree got him. His height in the school got him in the league, probably. Yeah, they don't be ready. They be needing some more college cooking. That'd be what it is, man.
He was in the SEC, wasn't he?
Tennessee.
Big Ten.
Tennessee. Yeah. No, he was Tennessee, wasn't he?
I thought he was Ohio State.
Heath Shuler?
Tennessee.
Oh, he's Shuler. Yeah. I thought we were talking about
Tennessee.
I thought I was talking about the black
guy.
Guy.
Brother. Yeah. He was Ohio State.
All right. So next on the list, somebody, I think y'all just mentioned him. Number 2 overall, 1989 draft pick.
Yeah.
Steroids.
Oh.
Yeah, Marinovich.
Yeah, Tony Mandarich. Yeah, Tony Mandarich. Yeah, I remember Tony Mandarich.
No, Tony Mandarich. Yeah, he was an offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman.
Yes, and that's who I was confusing with Steve Entman at the top of the show.
Yeah,
I kept saying, steroids and stuff. So they said he was a complete beast at the combines and the training camp. Displaying freak strength and agility for it. They gave him the mix. He had the steroids and the crack cocaine probably mixed in before the combine. They jacked him up allegedly.
Now
I'm all over Sports Illustrated, showing his pectorals.
Not full disclosure and the thing of fairness.
Yeah,
he did come back and had a decent career. He played for the Indianapolis Colts for a while, and he was pretty good. I think he made a couple Pro Bowls.
Yeah, they said that's what made the Packers fall in love with him at that combine. They selected the former Michigan State left tackle 2nd overall. He was coming in with the billing as the best offensive line prospect ever. I mean, So he's clearly a product of overuse of steroids, but I'm glad you mentioned that, bro. Which he did admit to the steroids, so I don't have to say allegedly. He admitted to the steroids in 2008, but yeah, bro, they didn't even mention that I forgot he had came back. He was a tough veteran, had respect for the younger. Yeah.
And at the time, I think in college, I think the brother only had 1% body fat as an offensive line.
Yeah, they were comparing him to the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. Oh, and I just thought of one that I know better be on this list. Well, he probably would have had an all right career if it wasn't for a man named Bo Jackson.
Oh, Brian Bosworth.
Oh man, Brian Bosworth was on the juice, man. I keep telling you, money gonna pan out for him. And that was before they knew how to use the juice. They had some guy in the alley, take it all of it. Yeah, we're not sure.
But you know what? America was on board with the bars in college until he missed that University of Miami game for steroids. And America got off the bars bandwagon, and only one person stayed on, and that was the general manager for Seattle. For some reason, he stayed on the bars bandwagon. And look what happened. What he had, 2 years?
Yeah, he probably had it in his pack. We're not gonna pay you as much as everybody, but we can get you the steroids you need and all the shit you need at a discount.
When you're on Monday Night Football with Bo Jackson, I mean, it's not many people that are gonna be able to stop him.
Not gonna be anybody, man. But his steroids made him believe that he can stop him. That was the problem.
Yeah.
He was on that show a couple weeks ago. He was a great white height, at the time. Like, we got Rocky Balboa against
Mike Tyson in his prime, and he ran it. He thought he was fighting Apollo Creed, and he caught one of them rights from Mike. Like, oh! All right, here we go. Okay. Kid could take a punch, but he couldn't take that one. All right, but here we go. Now this is gonna test you. Now, Ace, you're a baseball guy, and I didn't too much remember this, but I had to throw in a baseball guy.
All right.
And you're in the Midwest, and this guy's way on the right coast. And I'm from the Midwest. I don't expect you guys to know this, but it's baseball. He was a number 1. That's huge in baseball. Come on, they don't usually mess that up, bro. Number 1 overall, unless it's a pitcher, in 2004. Okay. Yeah, he was a hometown kid from nearby San Diego. The Padres drafted him in 2004. They believe that they not only secured a guy who wanted to succeed for the proximity of staying close by, but also a dynamic infielder who could become the next great all-star. Instead, okay, this is according to Bleacher Report, they got a kid who battled serious drug problems and felt entitled to all the millions he had been given. They kill me with that given shit. With him drunkenly assaulting a high school lacrosse player. See, he got a white girl. See, with a golf club and yelling, "I'm effing Matt Bush. I'm effing." And I remember this, bro. See, here's what I'm saying. If this was one of our kids, bro, y'all would remember this, man. That this kid was drafted number 1 overall. And beat the crap out of a lacrosse girl with a golf club, hollering, I'm Pookie Jackson. I'm Pookie Jackson. We would know about this, and that's why we do this. It ain't to shit on white people. It's to say, man, y'all got to stop with the way y'all portraying us.
Wasn't he also a football prospect, too?
I think I'm not sure, but I didn't finish. In prison now, Bush actually chose to stay there. He actually chose to stay in prison. So big ups to him until he's actually out now until 2016 because his alcohol problem is so bad. I'd love to get him on the show. So he stayed there, to get a hold of his alcoholism, and he did. So, big ups to him, man. So he had that demon, that demon on him, man. I'd love to get him on the show.
Can't let me out.
Yeah, I mean, imagine what he's going through to be beating the crap out of a female, bro, with a golf club saying, I'm 9 mils. I'm a female, bro. I mean, are you serious?
Yeah.
That was his worst moment. So, we can't do that to people, so.
I want to throw one out there randomly because I can't believe this dude was actually picked before Dan Marino. But
I'm laughing because, when you hear that kind of shit, somebody picked before Dan Marino, you know what I mean?
Dan Marino was the last quarterback taken in that draft.
He was like 13th, wasn't he?
No, he was in the 20s.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and this dude, it was
because you had Jim Kelly in that draft.
Jim Kelly, Joe. You had Denver, John Elway.
Damn.
You had
Elway was my guy.
Well, it was
me a bunch
John
of Tecmo
Elway,
Bowl games.
John Elway, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino. It was 5 of them. Dan Marino.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the one I'm missing is the one that went to the New England Patriots.
Yeah. Who? Oh wait, no.
Yes.
Wasn't Steve Grogan? Who was it?
No, Steve Grogan was the backup.
Yeah.
Steve Grogan was the backup.
Steve Grogan was all right. He was all right. He was serviceable.
I'm a dog fan. He was dry. I don't know about all that. Who cares? Who cares, really? I just remember.
Hey, bro, let me say this. As a Bears fan, Steve, the quarterbacks we were looking at, Steve Grogan was decent. You know, as a little boy watching football, I'm like, oh, that guy can throw the ball to people. We had shit.
What's his name? It's right on the tip of my tongue. But
well, let's do it. We'll find it. What year was that draft? 83?
83. Yeah, Tony Eason.
Yeah. Tony Eason. Oh my God, that was horrible. And he got so many white boys thought they could turn him around. They brought in these quarterback whisperers and kept giving them. They
hurry up and drafted Drew Bledsoe, boy. They hurry up and drafted Drew Bledsoe.
They're like, he can't be the only bad one in that. I'm surprised the Bears. That's the Bears move there to have like 5 Hall of Famers, 5 quarterbacks drafted in the first round. 4 of them end up in the Hall of Fame. The Bears would end up with the guy who's a bust.
Yeah.
Yeah, and move up to get him.
I can't mention Doug Flutie to y'all. Doug Flutie, all right with y'all, huh?
Nah.
Nah.
You know,
it was the coaching.
Yeah. See, Dicker allegedly was a racist. And so I don't think Doug Flutie necessarily was, but Doug Flutie got caught up in a lot of the negativity the city started feeling about the black people in the city started feeling about Dicker. Doug Flutie got caught up in that.
Yeah.
Flutie wasn't a bad guy, man.
Tony Eason was a former Illini quarterback.
Yeah, he didn't win nothing at the Illini, so that should have told everybody. So he got him to the Rose Bowl. That's right. They got to the Rose Bowl. He didn't win it. I don't think they won it.
Yeah, no.
And Ken O'Brien went to the Jets. But Ken O'Brien and Tony Eason got drafted before Dan Marino.
Hey, it's a crapshoot,
baby. But but you bring up Ace. That's a show. But next week we're unpacking Michael Jordan, bro. The hate spewed at Jordan. Why? So we're gonna open the panel up and ask people. But that's a good topic, Big Nick.
But Dan Marino probably would have been the number 1 pick. Y'all know why he failed?
What?
Somebody it was a rumor out that he was doing coke at Pitt.
Yeah.
It probably was.
Hey, and they brought him to Coke Miami. And they brought him to Cocaine Miami. They brought him to the home of cocaine too. Take it to the limit. We're gonna bring you here, baby. Limit.
We're gonna give you all you want to the limit.
You get a quarter key after every practice. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna play my ass off, Coach.
Straight from Colombia or Cuba, wherever they're getting it. Hey, but
I love this team.
Can we make this pink bus / 1 year in the NFL treated you as you was the greatest of all time because you had 1 year? Because I got an ultimate winner for that.
Yeah.
I got an ultimate winner for that. Jason Sehorn. Big Jason Sehorn. Beat that.
He was the fastest ever.
Yeah, 1 year.
Hey, yeah. Well, I mean, the NFL catches up pretty quick. You know, once they dine you, the greatest at your position, somebody's game planning to make you look terrible.
But we got to change the paradigm. We got to start doing lists, gentlemen, like worst GMs ever. That's what I'm saying, Big Nick. Worst owners ever. Because they're all going under the radar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we started that in Chicago.
Who fell in love with Tony Eason? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we want them front and center. Yeah.
Right.
I want to talk to him.
Right. Why is your general manager still there after drafting Mitchell Trubisky?
Man.
And passing up. Who did he pass up?
Why is that head coach still there? Man. But the Bears are cheap. So the Bears are notorious. They'll give you a guaranteed contract, and this has been going on since Papa Bear Hallis. You can get a guaranteed contract right now, Nick. Right now. They'll give you a contract. They're going to underpay you, right? But you're going to be like, man, I'm rich. And you could never show up. You can give them absolutely nothing, and they will. The last thing they will do is cut you because they don't want to pay you for doing nothing.
But isn't that only on the offensive side for the Bears? They don't do that to the defensive players.
Well, technically, they pay them when they have to.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Chicago loves defense.
They shouldn't have let Urlacher go, though. And that showed me that their cheapness ran beyond color.
Urlacher was done.
He was done.
But listen, he was done, but he was still better than what we had, and he still had football in him. And you could have sold. They was a part of him like $1 million. In NFL terms, that's nothing.
Yeah.
They thought they was going to be better at linebacker, and it didn't pan out for him that next year too. They cut him because he had got into it with that horrible quarterback they went out and got from Denver. He said he never liked him. Who?
The bum.
Yeah, he never liked that bum that we got, Cutler. He never liked Cutler. Cutler for pussy when they drafted him. Excuse my language. That was the words he used. Like he said they overpaid for the P.
Yeah.
But now next on my list is Darko Milicic, which we mentioned.
Right. Yeah, that should have got
number 2 overall. Who was drafted before him? And give us that draft. Do y'all remember that draft?
He should have got Joe Dumas should have got fired for drafting that bum.
See, that's where we're gonna disagree. But let me tell you, I remember that.
I love Dumas, but that was a big mistake. But I love him as a GM, and I think it was reverse racism working on him. He wanted to be the black guy that could draft a white guy from overseas. He was drinking Kool-Aid and making a political move. But go ahead, Big Nick.
I think the top 5 was absolutely right, and I'm gonna defend Darko. The boy was a beast.
I know number 3 and number 4 and number 2. So who was number 1?
LeBron.
Okay. LeBron. So you ain't gonna argue with that,
right?
Number 3 was Carmelo Anthony.
It was Carmelo. He should have been number 2. He should have been number 2. D Wade should have been number 3. We actually thought we were gonna get Chris Bosh, but Toronto took Chris Bosh.
Are you saying this in hindsight? What were you saying before the draft?
Before the draft, it was LeBron James and Chris Bosh.
Okay.
No, it was LeBron James and Carmelo.
Correct. And Chris Bosh. They was like, they was right there. Right. I didn't know much about Wade, but Darko Milicic wasn't on my list.
Number 5.
Yeah, but Darko wasn't on my list nowhere.
19 years old. Imagine 19 years old coming to the U.S. by yourself.
Come on,
and
man.
That position number 2.
Come on,
but Darko
man.
was all these boys in the league, Gallinari, all these. Darko killed them boys, man.
I know, but the game was so physical. They hadn't Europeanized the game yet.
Yeah.
Right. He was a bigger Tony Kukoc.
Correct. If Tony Kukoc came in today's league, he'd be killing.
Tony would be balling.
Yes. He'd be like your boy. He'd be like your boy at Dallas.
He'll be hell. Yeah. I think he'll be probably more like the Greek Freak. Maybe not as strong and powerful, but that type of game.
I mean, Tony was a hell of a player.
At your position,
he was, but they used to beat the shit out of Tony Kukoc across the league.
Yeah.
They used to beat him. They didn't give him nothing. The refs didn't like him.
Yeah,
but by the time
they didn't like the Bulls.
By the time he was in his prime, Tony had done gained by 15, 20 pounds though.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
He did.
Well, he needed
it. Yeah.
And he got a little tougher.
Yeah.
You know?
Remember, Chicago
learned to speak English.
Chicago was my team up until 1989.
What happened in '89?
They got Jordan.
Miami Heat
They
came.
stopped liking him.
It
was like, draft Michael Jordan. He's like, oh, no, I don't like them.
The Miami Heat played their first game. That's right.
That makes sense.
Same thing with the Atlanta Braves. The Florida Marlins came in '88.
Yeah.
It was over with.
Hey, well, after Darko Milicic, y'all stole my thunder already. It was you, Big Nick, I believe. I got Ryan Leaf as my number 1.
You kicking him? Why? Because he was number 2?
You're number 2 in that draft. Okay. And you got to remember, there were some GMs who I'd love to get on this show. They're not going to do it. I'm like, why not? I mean, I got 400 followers. Nobody's going to see it.
Yeah,
why won't you come on the show?
They're like flip a coin, either one. You
yeah, with him and Peyton Manning. yes. And I knew Peyton Manning was a beast, and his dad is a Hall of Famer. Like, what's y'all problem?
Right.
I don't, because that boy was tearing it up. But I don't think, and he was way more athletic than Peyton too. He was way more athletic. But I don't think you need a GM. You get one of your NFL friends that
it sounds like Big Nick would have failed for the okie doke.
But
no.
But now in the tailpipe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll the dice and we're going Ryan Leaf.
Hey, you heard him. He liked Joe Dumars' move with the military.
No, I didn't like where he drafted him, right? But I do think those were the best 5 in the draft that year.
I think Dumars was great drafting overall. I just think that was a shit pick.
I think he put the team together. He didn't draft nothing. What did he draft?
Yeah, I think he had Tayshaun Prince, and he didn't want to draft another Carmelo.
Yes.
He already had
that's right. But he backed into Tayshaun.
Yeah, he put a team together, but I don't know that's why they got him out of there. He couldn't draft.
Yeah, he was in spite of himself. All right, but
and then you bought Allen Iverson there and told him he wasn't gonna start. That's crazy, man.
But just hear it out while he's in here. Okay. He was considered a threat to Peyton Manning. Comparing where the two are at this point in their lives, with Manning playing in 3 Super Bowls and Leaf going to prison.
Yeah.
He said they can't believe the Indianapolis Colts had to even think twice about who to select. Yeah, Big Nick. As it stands, Leaf went to San Diego to play for the Chargers, totaling a 4-17 record with 14 touchdowns and 36 interceptions. I promise you I can go 4-17. Y'all gonna say, no, you can't, Mills. You put me in practice. At this age, I can go 4-17. You put me around the right guys and they believe in me. I'll be in the huddle. You guys gotta do it. You guys, come on. You know what I mean? But 14 touchdowns, 36 interceptions, and 25 career starts, showing his immaturity with teammates, coaches, and the media. Remember, he was privileged. And that was it. So I mean, that's all I had. That was the main thing for that.
You notice what they always when they try to diss them. These white reporters try to diss these white athletes, but what they always seem to leave out is that he was on heavy dope in college. He was on meth in college.
Correct.
They know that.
Yeah,
they know that, but it ain't mentioned in that breakdown.
Correct, but they'd have mentioned it if 9 Mills was coming through there. They'd have mentioned it. Now to drop to the 6th round.
Yeah, we investigated him and his family, the whole family.
Yeah, he's dropping to the 6th round. You're lucky. You're lucky to even have an opportunity.
Warren Sapp smoked a joint and went from being the number 1 pick to the number 10 pick.
And the Bears pass up on him, and I'm still pissed off about it. I'm like, man, if they don't get Sapp. You know what I mean? They preach defense and all this nonsense. He would have been perfect. He got a Bear mentality, man. But
send him out there.
Yeah.
Passed up.
Who he would have played with? Who would have been his linebacker? Who would have been behind?
He
would have been a beast.
Yeah, because we had remember, he would have played for Lovey.
Lovey would have turned him loose.
Yeah.
Because remember, we had that tackle that was cold, but he got hurt. We had Lovey changed the game for a minute.
Tommy Lewis or something?
Something like that. You close. He was beast. I think he was juicing up though, man. I think he was juicing up the stuff he was doing.
He was y'all deco right at the time. Lovey was y'all deco, right?
No, he was head coach. You can't
not when Sapp came out. Not when Sapp came out.
Then he might have been the defensive coordinator for Indianapolis at that time.
Yeah.
He was a champ.
But had we drafted him, he'd have played for Lovey.
I think Sapp might have been the beginning of 90, 91, 89, 91.
When he was drafted?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Easy to find out.
He got a ship. He got a time. I think he played with Vinny.
1995.
95, okay. I'm trying to think.
Nick.
Right. I'm trying to think who else. What other non-melanated, not good, too high draft?
Yeah, Lovey was coach from 2004 to 2012.
And what year was dude drafted?
95.
Nah, he wouldn't have played for Lovey then. And if he did, his best years would have been way behind him.
How long y'all held on to Lovey? Too long.
I was sick of Lovey, but at the same time, we never got nothing better. It's the same thing in our city. We did the same thing with Tibbs, you know, and everybody was telling me, man, Mills, we're going to get rid of Tibbs and we ain't going to get nothing better. And it all turns out to be true. But god damn, man, these motherfuckers be talking the same shit over and over. We're going to stick to it. You know,
well, the problem with Lovey is
we're not going to change nothing. We came in, LeBron blocked that shot 5 straight times, and we're not going to change that. We're not going to change.
Lovey is when they brought him in as head coach for his first contract, he was making such little money he couldn't get a good offensive coordinator. He was getting paid basically less than offensive coordinator.
They would have had to be paying the coordinators more, the white boys more, and that would have been spitting in his face.
Right. So by the time he got his $5 million a season.
Let me change this though, Ace. Let me change this because Lovey is in blackface. So if you had that money, Ace, you the man would have found an offensive coordinator. You would have been able to find somebody black. You know, like I would have been able to find. Listen, I wouldn't have been able to find them white boys at that money, but I would have been able to find me some guys to put this together, and we was going to be able to run some offense. Come on, man.
Hold on. All coaches, even the white ones, all of them in control of their staff. You know that, right?
Correct.
So I wouldn't doubt if Levy ain't have that control.
I don't think he did. He didn't, Ace. They definitely pulled that away right away. He might have had that control for the first 3 or 4 years, but they took that. They had him to the point where, you didn't have no control over this, no control over that.
Staff. Right.
And then they didn't have the balls because I thought they should have, if you was going to fire Lovey, remember it was a whole thing with his defensive coordinator, ended up going to coaching Cam. I loved him. He came up through the Bears system.
Ron Rivera. He fired Ron Rivera right after the Super Bowl.
But they didn't want to give Rivera a raise over some stupid money stuff. Right. And then, and then end up firing Lovey the very next year after they let Ron Rivera go. And Rivera's like, damn. They could have just gave him the raise if you knew you was thinking about firing Lovey. If I know I'm thinking about firing Ace and Big Nick is saying, look, man, and Big Nick is next up and he said, man, just give me a raise. And I know I'm thinking about firing Ace. I'm going to at least give Big Nick that raise, especially if he came up through the system. Yeah. And bro, that's ownership 101. And the Bears would just be missing on that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah. And he got a sip too, don't he?
Ron Rivera was a Bear.
Yes, he got to the Super Bowl. I don't think he won.
I don't think they won.
No, as a player, right?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He wasn't a starter, but he earned it. He played. Yes, he did.
Yeah. Now, this is what I want to ask y'all about Chicago, right? Because you hear this about all the other markets, besides the glory days in the 50s, right, for the Bears, do the alumni show the organization love?
Man, it's crazy. It's madness, man. Oh, you talking about the players. You talking about the former players.
Right, like the 85 Bears. Do they show the organization love?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them, they're still eating off that championship.
Yeah, they still live around the city, too. They be in them suburbs. Yeah.
I know they are, but you, like, here with the Dolphins, right? Not only the 72 team, but we still got, like, Jason Taylor. We still got, they got, they hire former players in their PR department.
The Bears don't be doing that. They hire the white ones. Chicago's a racist city.
Chicago team do that?
It's a racist city. Jerry Reinsdorf, allegedly, in my opinion, is, Reinsdorf owns the Sox and the damn Bulls. Right. He's 100 million years old. Hallis, he's a known, allegedly racist. His whole family is still running the Bears. Right. I mean, come on, man. So they don't think like that. So once Nick is gone, you ain't part of the family like these other players. They don't have that love for their players like that. Certain of them get it, like Walter Payton.
I can't say that about Reinsdorf. He's pretty loyal to his guys. They might not be the best decisions he make. Like he had Pax, as a GM for so many years. Kenny Williams is a former player. Scottie Pippen's an ambassador currently for the Bulls. and he'll hire his guys back. I mean, Ozzie won the championship in 2005, so Reinsdorf will hire these guys back, and he uses some of them as ambassadors around the city now.
Ozzie was underpaid, underpaid. Complained about it underpaid, underpaid, and so was.
You want the job or not?
So was the brother you named. I'm talking about how these cats move, how Reinsdorf moves.
Yeah, Bill Cartwright
did nothing for Bob Love. Yeah, it's certain.
Yeah,
he broke the Bulls up basically because it was
man.
It was an all
he was gonna have to
the
pay
fact that Jordan ain't even part of the organization, and you use Pippen. Pippen wasn't receiving love from that organization at first. That took years, bro. That took years, man.
Well, Pippen just wants a check now, but I mean, he was gonna have to pay that team close to $100 million to stay together, and I knew there was no way that team was gonna stay together because Jordan was gonna have to make 40. You were gonna have to pay Pippen at least $20 million a season. Rodman contract was up. I mean, there was no way Reinsdorf was going to pay all those
And then
guys.
when he blew that dog whistle, it could have just been his opinion. But then he had nobody even asked him. He had to keep saying that the baseball chip meant more than the 6 chips that he got for the Bulls. Yeah, it's like, man, you just spitting in every black person in the city's face with this shit.
Who's the most dumbest athlete, Sprewell or Pippen?
Athlete? You said Sprewell or Pippen?
Yeah. When it comes to contract negotiating, getting pimped by the doing stupid things when it comes to their money. Sprewell walked away from all that money, talking about that's not enough to feed his kids. And Pippen took that low ass contract.
Allegedly.
That sucked him in.
Man.
That what is
that's
that
a good question.
What, like $6 million or something like that? It was
that's a good question.
Pippen, real low contract for like how many years?
Well, I mean, they couldn't pay Pippen more.
He never recovered from that.
Jordan. So it was actually Jordan's fault.
No, Pippen was getting ready to leave, and Pippen to go something about this crazy contract Pippen took with the Bulls, and it was all guaranteed.
Well, Pippen wanted,
but it was a low contract.
He wanted a long-term deal.
6 years.
Jordan Reinsdorf told him he shouldn't sign it. They said it'd be worth a lot more money, but his agent, his agent was a low-grade agent. Pippen is from, One Horse, Arkansas. Yeah, He said he just wanted to end the poverty. He said he knew at the end of the day that money would have put his family on a whole nother level. And you said earlier in this show, Big Nick, how a knee injury back in the day was different than a knee injury today. So, he wanted that guaranteed bread.
Yeah,
but you don't think Pippen knew he was top 3 in the NBA as far as skill level?
Well, that's what everybody was telling him.
He had to have known that.
No. He
had to have known that.
He was Michael Jordan's sidekick in his head.
Man, yeah, but to me, and this not disparaging Jordan, it's just coming from a basketball player. Mm-hmm. We all know who was the better skilled player out the two. Skill, not athletic. Skill. Pippen was. Pippen got higher numbers up scoring across the board. Assists, fouls, defense. He was their number 1 defensive player.
Then who?
Than Jordan. He was a better skilled player. A better skilled, not a better basketball player, but he had more basketball skills than Jordan. Jordan couldn't run the point. We all know that. Jordan can't run the point.
He did.
When? When?
He was it in the finals? It was one season he ran the point. I think he was averaging almost a triple-double.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. Doug Collins was coaching him, and he almost averaged a triple-double that year. Yeah, that's when Doug Collins was a coach, and they got rid of Doug Collins because he was overworking Mike. Yeah, Mike ran the point the whole season, and he had numbers that rivaled LeBron's. It's just that he's not going to be a dick and bring the ball up and pound, and I'm either going to score or get the assist, and everybody's going to think I'm great. Jackasses play like that, bro. If you're a big man, you can stay in the paint and get 3 seconds so I can't shoot. I know jackasses, bro, and it's jackasses, Big Nick, who pound. They're called stat stuffers, and that's what they do. They ruin the game, and then people say they're playing the right way. Look at the assist they got. No. Everybody else is standing around while this 8-foot jackass is dribbling the ball up and pointing and telling everybody where to go and stand. When his big ass should be down low pushing somebody like the man that he is and getting some damn rebounds and dunking and blocking shots. I'm talking about LeBron. That's what he should be doing. And you talking about Jordan?
Hold on.
You want to talk about Jordan? He made first team all defense more than Pippen. Jordan made first team all defense.
Jordan was a guard in the NBA them first
2 guard.
He was a guard in the NBA them first 2 years. Absolutely. After Pippen came, Pippen got all the toughest defense assignments. The rest of his tenure with the Bulls. Why they beat the Lakers? Why the Lakers won that first game? Magic murdered Mike. He murdered Mike that first game. Murdered Mike.
You know who's got to score all the points, right?
He murdered Mike that first game. What happened after that? What was the major adjustment that won that series in 5 games for the Bulls? What was the adjustment made? Somebody, come on now. Y'all got to give it to him. What was the adjustment made in 1991 that prepared the Chicago Bulls?
Everybody's been telling that lie. I watched that same final. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen played Magic Johnson full court. And once they decided that Pippen could do it, because they knew Mike could do it, they wasn't sure that Pippen could do it. So once they discovered that, hey, Pippen can do it, they said, why not? Keep the younger guy who's not going to use energy on offense, keep the younger guy on him since he can do it. But Michael Jordan was doing it. They didn't have to put fucking Scottie Pippen on. This is what we're talking about next week. This BS narrative about a man who won 6 MVPs and 6-0 in the finals against some of the best players in the history of the game.
Yes.
And Ace, y'all remember me saying if he didn't go play, y'all remember me saying if he didn't go swing at baseballs, I told y'all we was going to be having these stupid conversations with people. I told y'all, no, he ain't because he won 6 and he averaging 37. I said we're going to be having these stupid conversations trying to justify it. If Mike should have won his 9. He should have won his 9 and then 0. With 9, and let me ask you, Nick, let me ask you this question, Big Nick. I'm going to ask you in all fairness. If Mike had not played baseball and won 9 chips straight and 9 MVPs, I'm saying if, I know it's a big if, had he done that, would you be able to find it in your heart to say he's the greatest player in the history of the game?
Okay, I'm going to say that by saying this, right? If Michael Jordan hadn't been caught gambling illegally on basketball,
there y'all go. Conspiracy theory.
Here we go with the white supremacy. If that black man wasn't out enjoying his life and doing legal stuff, if that black man wasn't out doing legal stuff that we do all night, that the owners are doing, that most of the people we was gambling with was white. Man, when you go to the casino, all them people white, bro. I'm saying, I hear you.
I know.
Rodman was gambling too.
You gotta let me hate the brother. It ain't got nothing to do with your brother. But I don't like, he's slimy to me.
Talking about he was out gambling all night and then winning chips the next day.
I'm also say this. And I'm gonna say this until one of you brothers on this show give me some creed to this. Right? The NBA today is 97% melanin. The NBA back then was 52% melanin. It was a whole lot of non-melanin.
I listened to Scottie Pippen in an interview today. He said he couldn't have played in today's NBA, and he said those guys couldn't have played in his league. He said because they were physical and they wouldn't have made it. It was the same thing we were trying to tell you. It was the same thing we were trying to tell you. He said that they changed the whole game and made it European, and this is the truth. Kwame Brown said it. These are ex-NBA players. Every player who's
their fault. It's not their fault. It's not their fault.
Nobody's saying it's their fault. Nobody's saying it's their fault. The fact is that there was no freedom of movement. People played a different brand of defense, bro. Just like in football. You couldn't remember how you could go over the middle and get your head knocked off? And now you can't. And now you think it's an accident that these receivers are getting 100 million catches per game. And then people are like, oh, just because they're new and they're younger, the athletes today are faster. Bullshit. They're not getting their head knocked off when they're going over the middle like everybody else.
Yeah,
Y'all letting these little short pink people write these articles and feed this information who don't know shit about sports, bro. They don't know shit about sports, bro. Ain't never laced
True or untrue?
Yeah.
True or untrue?
Man.
Forget what your eyes say. Forget we're playing the game and you know it's going to be this. But true or untrue, is basketball a non-contact sport? True or
It never
untrue?
was. It never was. It might be now, but it never
No, it
was.
is a non-contact. It always has been. That's why they call foul. Always has been. It's a non-contact sport. It's a non-contact sport. That's why they call fouls.
It never has been.
Never has been. When you defending the post, you got your hands on somebody.
You got to remember, I'm a guard. So to me, in my mind, basketball always been a non-contact sport. I'm a point guard.
So when you back in the days when you went to the hole, you just opened up and Olay like they do nowadays?
No. First of all, the guard was grabbing you. The guard was grabbing you. Because I played guard, and you had to swipe his hand down. You had to swipe his hand up off you so he know not to do it again. See, these kids don't know all that. They just run around and shoot threes and throw up gang signs and do all type of nonsense when they should be playing basketball, bro. And that's why the game is dead. That's why nobody watches it until the playoffs. Nobody watches it. Nobody watches it, bro.
I can't stand
AI is my favorite player of all time, right? But he's not my starting point guard. My starting point guard is the epitome of the guys y'all
Isaiah. You're going to say Isaiah Thomas.
Right, right. That's the epitome of that tough guy. Y'all
another Chicago guy.
Right.
D-Wade, another Chicago guy.
Right. You know, I mean, my starting five is like ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't agree with my starting five, but I don't care because I know my five falls. You know what I'm saying? Because I put Jordan in there, but I don't have to use him because there's other people. But it's three people that's definitely starting. Well, it's three people that's definitely on my team. It's three people definitely on my team. Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and goddamn me, Kevin McHale. They on my team. Ain't nobody guarding Kevin McHale in the post. I don't care who you are. Ain't nobody playing him in the post. Nobody.
Olajuwon was Kevin McHale, but bigger, faster, stronger, with better defense and more athletic. So I take Olajuwon over Kevin McHale.
Two different positions, though. Two different positions. That's why I'm saying Kevin. But I ain't saying he starts. But let me tell you, I thought of my two guard because there's so many to choose. Isaiah Thomas. Two guard, you can insert anybody. At the three, Larry Bird. At the three, Larry Bird.
Do you hear this? Do you hear this? Do you hear it? Do you hear this?
At the three.
With the most obvious position. His hatred for the man. So the one is Isaiah Thomas. I mean, Isaiah Thomas, bro. He's great. Don't get me wrong. We've watched him all the way from St. Joe's high school days. All right, but go ahead, bro.
Insert who you want at the two. I go with it. Whoever you insert, I go with it. At the three, Larry Bird. At the four, Chuck at the four. And at the five, I'm going with. It used to be a king, but I got to go with Shaq. I got to. And I like my five. I like my starting five.
I'm gonna go with Magic. I'm going with Magic, Jordan, Pippen. I like the sum of the parts. The sum outweighing the parts with the Jordan and Pippen scenario, the Batman Robin. So I'm going with Magic.
Work is here.
I'm going with Magic, Jordan, Pippen. Olajuwon's my center. And then I got it depends on where you're playing Larry Legend at. Larry Legend, see, that's the thing. He was a four. See, McHale didn't start all the time. So I know. Right. So I'd probably go with Larry Legend, man, if he's gonna play the four.
I can't play him at the four. I got to play him where he played the All-Star game where he dominated. I got to play him at three. I got to play him where he played clutch time. He played three at clutch. You know what I'm saying?
Man, this is true. So if I had to play him at the three, then Pippen ain't making the squad. Then so we'll go Magic, Jordan, Larry Legend. I'm gonna go Olajuwon at the five all day. Now the four, I'm looking at. Shit,
gotta go with Chuck.
Wait, man, you got Bill Russell. Nah, I ain't going with Chuck.
Gotta go with Chuck. You gonna be a Russell? You gotta go with Chuck.
He's not a role model, and he's a coon. I'm not going. I don't want no coons in the locker room. I don't give a fuck how many baskets you scoring. That shit's contagious. Tell the police. Talk to the police. You shut up. Talk to the police. You tell the police. Open the door and tell the police what you got. You tell the police. The police came. They just want to ask you what happened. I'm Chuck. I ain't no role model. Man, I ain't got time for none of that shit in the locker room. I don't care how many points he's scoring.
Hey, I remember Charles Barkley trying to run for the governor of Alabama way back in the day before black people, when you told black people you were Republican, they'll run you out of town. And this nigga was talking about he's gonna be the Republican governor of Alabama. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that.
Hey, but it's hard because like it's hard to pass on Shaq, it's hard to pass on Bill Russell and Kareem, man. So so what you say about the 2, I say about the 5. Yeah, you can
I'm passing.
Yeah,
I'm passing straight up. It's 2 players I'm passing on straight up.
Who?
Magic and Dr. J.
Whoa.
Yeah, this game because their game don't translate today. It don't. Everybody I name game translate today.
Magic is perfect for today.
Man, Magic can't play nobody. Magic can take one of them skinny frail guards. He
can't play nobody. He can't play nobody. That's the only reason Magic is not on my team because he
can't. They don't play
defense. They used to say the same thing back in the day.
They don't play any defense.
What guard is going to stop Magic when he back down in the post and they can't touch him and defend? What guard is going to stop? He would score like 50 in the post. He back down. You remember Magic was Magic could point everybody.
But there are no positions. There are no positions in the. All right, so check this out. So,
he started at center in the finals.
I know he did. I know
played 5 positions,
but he can't. I don't think he can run down the court with these boys.
He ran. Remember they was Showtime.
Right, but
you thinking of old Magic. You're thinking of old Magic. You're not thinking of prime Magic.
I'm thinking of Carl Lewis set the record at 10-9 something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Carl Lewis set the record at like 10, it might be like 10-5.
Mm-hmm.
Hussein beat at 9-6. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, 10-5 was fast then.
He'd have been training different though now.
That's true too.
He'd have been eating
different. I got to take that into effect. That into effect too.
His records got taken away by a guy on the juice before they started testing. So,
Facts.
Hey, Carl still got that silver though. Still set a world record in losing.
Yeah, one of my frat brothers, bro. We're gonna try to get him on the other show. He would have made the Olympic team because of that one dude was on the juice. He took the last. Yeah. So it took that spot. So that's why I don't have no love for those people who cheat like that, bro. When I think to myself, I don't care how, that I'm barely 6 feet, 5'11", you know what I'm saying? What could have happened if I would have just started juicing up and I walked on the football team down there at UMI Ace and, and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, bro. And breaking people's legs.
In
the weight room all day because I'm juiced up.
I think my biasness against baseball is the reason I don't care about the juicing in baseball. You know what I'm saying? I care about it in football. I care about it because I don't think it makes a difference in baseball except for power.
Yeah, they're not hitting each other. I know what you're trying to say. They're not running each other over. Yeah.
Steroids don't make your hand-eye coordination fast.
Hey, it can make the ball, but you can hit a shot harder than you would have hit it if you weren't on it.
You still got to hit it. You got to hit it.
Yeah.
Well, Barry went from 30 to 70.
Correct. When you do hit it, but when you do hit it, right? When you hit it, the odds are going to be the same. Like me as a baseball player, natural, right? Let's just say me as a baseball player, natural. Sometimes I'm hitting it, it's going to go right to the second baseman or to the shortstop. Natural. It's going to go right to people. So now by me being juiced up, it's going to increase some of those balls squirting through. That's all that is.
Barry went from 30. He went from 30 to 70, but he stayed at 360 to 380. Steroids can't help that. You know what I'm saying? Barry put that wood on that.
But he kept getting bigger. If he wasn't juicing up, so he was losing speed. So that was affecting his averages in other ways. So it's just balancing out.
Plus, he was getting more walks. They were walking him a lot more. They didn't want to pitch to him. Because they knew he was on the juice.
And the ball was going over the fence. You can't get him out when the ball was going over the fence.
He was a Hall of Fame. He was a Hall of Famer before that. Though.
Correct. He's a natural.
But that white boy who ain't have half the talent he had was on ESPN every fucking night.
But what if Derek Jeter or Frank Thomas would have been on juice? See, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter would have went from a 20 home run guy playing every day. He'd have been having 40, 50 home runs, bro. His numbers would have been just
astronomical.
crazy. Yes.
Imagine Big Frank on the juice.
Yeah, they'd have suspended Jeter. He getting too many hits. I mean, damn, dude. You know.
Away. Exit now.
Imagine. And why they keep saying Ted Williams is the greatest hitter of all time? Like, why they don't get that same credit? Why don't get that prop to Tony Gwynn?
Man, Tony Gwynn, Rod Carew. Who else had a nice swing? Tony Gwynn is one. Kirby Puckett was good with that stick too, man.
Yeah. Cabral, Miguel Cabral.
Yes, Milky. Oh my God, yes,
Last person to win the Triple Crown.
Yes, yeah.
And he won it like twice, right? Like more than one.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, this is just nostalgia. It's just nostalgia. But I didn't watch enough of Teddy Baseball, Ted Win, and he hit that 400, bro. That's because he hit that 400.
Yeah.
There were no brothers playing ball then. Doesn't count.
You had to pitch to Gwynn because he was the lead on, and you hated to pitch to him.
Tony Gwynn was impossible to get out.
And here's an example. What if Tony Gwynn started taking steroids, Ace? There's a good example.
That was his game. He wasn't swinging for the fence. He was swinging for average.
But Tony Gwynn would have averaged 60 home runs a season as he started juicing up. He was hitting the wall. Tony Gwynn was doing whatever he wanted. He couldn't, but that juice would have got the ball over the fence.
That's probably true. But
Tony Gwynn had more walks than strikeouts in the season.
And that's swing.
Yeah,
that's
great
swing, man. That's swing. And then, you know who my favorite baseball player of all time is?
Ricky Henderson.
Crazy. No, Gary Sheffield. I love him.
Yeah, I like this game.
I love it. Because he was a dog. Through and through. He was a street nigga through and through.
I think
that's
Ricky,
what I liked about him.
I think Ricky was the most exciting to me, man.
Yeah.
He's the most talented.
He did it in the field, and then he was on bases. It was always excitement.
He was one of the brothers with excel at any sport.
But that was the thing about the steroid era changing the game. They want to see the ball go out of the park as opposed to the field that the black player brought to baseball, and the speed of a Ricky Henderson, a guy getting 100 plus stolen bases in the season. I mean, come on. And those guys are still out there. They're not training. I mean, they're training harder, and they've got
the game not
better than Ricky Henderson was. So they don't want that part of the game anymore.
Right. And it's hard to get on base now because these goddamn pitchers 6'9", 300 pounds with no fat on them, you know what I'm saying? and trust me.
Hey, but I want to ask y'all though, man.
Is there 95, 100?
Real quick, is there, because we got to wrap it up, is there a do y'all think there's an undertone though with some of these guys on this list? But I think we pretty much came up with the names, so everybody was able to come up with these names. You know what I mean?
Put some coaches buses up there. Some coaches who took the job from somebody more deserving, but because they, and they busted out big time as coaches.
And they be ruining some of these players too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think Dicker busted out?
Yeah, Dicker was a
Remember Mike Singletary with that with the tight end? He didn't know how to coach. He can't
win with him.
Yeah.
That dude ended up being a Pro Bowler. Yeah.
So what y'all telling me that was Buddy Ryan team?
Absolutely.
All day.
Yeah.
All day long.
He had been in defense, didn't he? Buddy Ryan had been in defense.
Yes, he was the architect. Yes, he was the architect. That's why, if you remember, they threw the Gatorade on him.
Yeah.
Carried him off the team too. So Dicker didn't like none of that. Dicker he had an ego.
And then he beat up Kevin McBride on the sideline.
Yeah, he tried to step to Buddy Ryan. Buddy Ryan didn't play that shit though. That's why they got rid of Buddy, because he used to stand up to Dicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What are these guys out there doing on offense? I mean, you got Walter Payton back there.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball all the way down the field. Give him the damn ball and run some plays with this guy.
And he'd be telling the defense not to listen to Dicker because he'd be trying to coach him while you're talking to my defense.
Right.
You got the fastest man in the NFL as a receiver. You got the greatest running back at the time of all times as a running back, still in his prime. Ended his prime, but still in his prime.
I say the greatest football, not just running back. In my opinion, Walter Payton's the greatest football player ever. But go ahead.
He'd be top 3. He top
man.
3. I give him top 3. I think I get Deion number 1. I think I get Deion number 1.
Oh,
Me
Walter
personally, I
Payton?
think I get the Deion. Yeah, I think I get Deion.
You remember Walter was throwing touchdown passes and blocking.
Yeah.
And played every game. Both of them was durable.
You never had a Pro Bowl offensive lineman in his career.
Never.
Right. And
never had Scottie Pippen with him that you can give
Walter
all the
Payton,
credit for his greatness.
Willie Goff.
He never had a Scottie Pippen that you can give all his greatness credit to.
And you
Go
had
ahead, bro.
And you had a crazy ass white boy playing quarterback that really was the damn linebacker. So all you had to do was get the ball to Walter Payton, man, and every now and then tell Walt to go. You know, because Walter gonna beat up everybody, and then they're gonna be tired. Just go.
They could have did some more things with that
offense towards the end. What'd you say?
Could have did some more things with the offense, but Dicker wasn't a great coach.
He was.
They could have told Gary Fenton. They could have told Gary Fenton that you won't play nowhere but in Chicago because you got the great defense. I don't even think you're playing the league, Gary Fenton.
That's the type of stuff we had to do. That's the stuff we had to deal with in Chicago. You know, you had Ty Bells and like that just rocking people. Fenton was good. Don't get me. He wasn't crap. He wasn't like what's his name, Cunty. Like he wasn't.
He hadn't faced nobody. He hadn't faced nobody. The quarterback can throw the ball.
Correct. He barely had to make a play. Correct.
Quarterback can throw the ball.
But he at least had all that figured out. Like, hey, this guy's only got 3 seconds to throw the ball. So if I get to a spot that's 3 seconds long.
But Nick, we knew we was better with Durson and Ty Bell, them hitters, and we had them heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Ooh, we knew we had something special. Them linebackers was hitting, them safeties was coming up hitting. I can't even remember the corners because it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It didn't matter, man. The linebackers, you had Otis Wilson and Wilbur Marshall on the outside.
Mike Singletary in the middle
with them eyes.
Yeah.
Calling out everything.
Can I tell y'all what happened to y'all against us? I'm gonna tell y'all the real reason why y'all lost against us.
They was partying all night, gambling.
No,
Michael Jordan took them out gambling.
Yeah.
We figured it out. Number one, y'all came across that time. Y'all came across there were 3 things working against y'all. History was working against y'all.
Yeah, Monday Night Football. On the road,
y'all had to come, and we still at the time had the best record on Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football, and Dan Marino.
We had the greatest left tackle in the history. In NFL at the time.
And you had Dan Marino,
and that ball was going at 1.5 seconds.
Yes,
and it was 85 degrees in the middle of the season, and they probably was out with my guy.
They don't care. And we had some injuries coming in that game. We had some injuries. I don't care about no injuries. Yeah, we came in banged up. But then but we did go on to win the Super Bowl like 46-3. I don't think I remember seeing Dan Marino.
55-10, man.
I don't think I remember seeing
46-10.
I don't think I remember seeing
46-10.
I don't think I remember seeing Dan Marino.
Because they cheated him. New England cheated him. They cheated him. And they went and got the ass whooped because they want to see Dan.
That helped us, actually. That helped us. Dan beating him because, we wanted Dan. We wanted Dan. The Bears wanted Dan. The Bears wanted Dan. That's how Buddy coached them. I'm telling you, Buddy coached the Bears wanted Dan Marino, man. Dan didn't want no Bears.
Yeah, it might have been the end of his career
because it wasn't going to be in Miami.
Let me tell you how crazy this shit is. The first and only team, I don't know if anybody broke it, but I know they were the first team to win 3 playoff games on the road. And not only did they win 3 playoff games on the road to get to the Super Bowl, they did it with a fucking backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Fucking Steve Grogan.
Yeah.
Fuck Steve Grogan.
Yeah, Marino couldn't beat him, huh?
No.
Man, we were 12 years old, number 1 seed. Came in our house and beat us. Yeah, but they cheated that whole game, man. They cheated that whole game.
But that was their Super Bowl. They was just happy to be there. The Patriots, they was just happy to be there. That was.
God. Did they jump out to a 10-0 lead?
I don't know if it was 10-0 but they did jump out to a lead. I thought it was 3-0 or something. They jumped out. Yeah,
they had a lead.
I don't think it was 10-0 though. I don't think it might have been 10-3 or something like that. But yeah.
Who got the MVP? Walter or Mike? Walter?
You say what now?
Who was the MVP?
No, it wasn't Walter. They didn't even give him a touchdown in that.
Yeah, they didn't give him the ball. Who knows?
The defensive player.
Who was the MVP?
No, it wasn't the quarterback because what's his name? McMahon was the quarterback. It was a defensive player.
Should have probably the defense. Oh, it was Richard Dent.
Richard Dent.
Yeah, Richard Dent. Yeah, Richard Dent. Yeah, two boy Richard Dent.
Yeah.
Where Richard came from?
He's a Southern boy, I believe.
He played with y'all the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah, they drafted him. That's the type of thing. Buddy Ryan was doing that, man, getting these no-name players. He used to feed them boys alligator, bro. They'd be on the plains. He'd get them alligator meat. He had them boys. He was messing with them boys' head.
Yeah.
I know
Wilbur Marshall was getting the cocaine, allegedly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Wilbur Marshall purple, man.
Beast.
That ain't he purple. That ain't black. That's purple.
Man, hey.
He a shade darker than black, boy.
Wilbur Marshall was one of the hardest hitters the Bears have ever laced up in their uniform.
Yeah. Wilbur didn't want to pay him, though.
No, they didn't want to pay him. Didn't want to pay him the money. Yeah, that's what they started doing. Yeah, they let him go to Washington or something.
Now, $6 million was the contract. Yeah, he got from the Redskins. Which seems like a chicken feed nowadays compared to these contracts.
Yeah. How much money the Fridge would be making right now in today's NFL?
Fridge would have made more on the endorsements and going viral and
YouTube.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The league would have paid him too. Who running the ball?
The Fridge potato chips and
yeah. But you remember the Fridge couldn't stop eating, man. But they shouldn't have. They should have left him alone. They should have let him keep eating.
He was only 300 pounds.
But he tore up his knee, right?
300 seemed so big back in the day, didn't it? Remember, he blew up to 330 and 340. Yeah. And they get mad at him and they shamed him. They used to fat shame Fridge, bro.
Talk about his wife.
Different. Yeah. Overfeeding him and his wife and his family, and they ignorant. That was the type of dog whistling that was going on. Yeah.
I'm gonna give y'all two names. Tell me which one y'all will take based on skill alone. The Fridge or the dude from Dallas. What was it? Leon Lett. Who you take?
Who'd you say?
Fridge or Leon Lett? Leon Lett.
Based
on talent.
Leon Lett.
You taking Leon Lett?
Oh, I'm taking almost anybody over the Fridge.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Fridge was a fun, nice.
Couldn't run the ball.
It was a good story. It was a good feel-good
he was
story.
good to jam that ball up in there like that. Yeah, but I'm taking Leon Lett, man.
Y'all Chicago fans, so okay.
Yeah.
Novelty to me, right?
I mean, hey, look, I'm not taking nothing away from Fridge, but you got to remember, Fridge didn't have a long career or nothing either, man. Leon Lett was an athlete.
Yeah.
Came in shape. You know, I don't know if he was on the juice or what, allegedly. But
allegedly on the cocaine.
No, he wasn't on yet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Allegedly.
The booger sugar.
Yeah, he was on the book. Yeah, man, Mike. Hey. Mike, Troy Aikman, all along.
All right. Well, look, let's wrap this up, man, because we're way off topic. So I appreciate y'all, man. If y'all could just give us a quick summary, and then remember next week, Big Nick, I don't know what you're on, but we're going to get into the Jordan, and I'm going to get a panel together for this. You know, we're not going to have...
All right.
Yeah. It's going
to swing through with the Jordan next week.
My only criticism, I'm going to tell you now about basketball criticism when it comes to Jordan, is I truly feel in my heart, I'm not talking about leadership, I'm talking about talent level. The league is full of Jordans. That's my opinion. Talent level. The league is full of Jordans.
We want you to save that for next week. You know what I mean? And everybody's got
that's
their
my only. That's the only thing.
Listen. My opinion is the world is flat. That's my opinion. The world is flat.
But okay,
that's my opinion.
And I respect you.
The police are good. All police are good.
I respect
all police are good. That's my but that's when people do to you when they say that's my opinion.
I respect your opinion. Right. But I'm gonna probably get on social economical issues, but mostly my disdain for Jordan.
That's kind of we just want to hear. We just want to hear. It's not so. Remember, this is politics, so that's mainly what we're addressing on the Jordan thing. You know, that's mainly. Right. Is this an attack by white supremacy, or is this legitimate? Because, you know, I'm biased. You know what I mean? So we want to find out, you know, am I blinded by the 6 chips and the 6 MVPs and the fact that he started the Breakfast Club and he was the first person getting up at 4 a.m. Nobody talks about that, but they give Kobe and all these other people credit for it. And they say these guys invented it, and then this guy talks about defense. They don't talk about that. This guy was 8, 9 times first team all defense with Pippen and without Pippen, with or without Pip, with or without Pip. And then he talks about skill set when Bobby Knight, one of the greatest coaches, rest his soul, ever, said that Michael Jordan would have made the Olympic team when he was only 20 years old, said this man would make the Olympic team with his right hand tied behind his back, said that Michael Jordan is the most fundamentally sound player, and he coached Isaiah Thomas. He did coach Isaiah Thomas. He said Michael Jordan is the most fundamentally sound player that I have ever had the privilege to coach. This is coming from Bobby Knight, who I believe didn't even like black people. And that's me talking allegedly, right? With Larry Bird, another person from French Lick, Indiana, who competed against this man, who has no reason to like him, called this man Jesus. And then our people somehow take this lummox. And that's what I'm going to figure out. Somebody who was perfect when he made it to the finals and the pinnacle of it all, average over 30 points when they were saying a guard could never get you a chip. Before Jordan, you had to have a big. A guard could never do it. A guard can't do it. You can't do it with somebody who leads you in scoring. Nobody could ever lead you in scoring and get you a chip. He said, I'm going to do it 6 times. But the whole narrative has somehow changed. And that's what we're going to unpack next week. But now, I want you guys.
But to be fair to me, hold on. To be fair to me, what's the 2 reasons why I don't like Jordan? I told you these already. Number one. No, I can bring it up next week too. Number one, he left my sister and didn't go to another sister. I got an issue with that. I don't like that. I don't care. There's nothing. Nobody.
He's a Southern guy. I don't know how you Southern guys don't like him just because of that. He's a Southern boy.
He left my sister. I can't forget it.
He's a Southern boy, man.
And number two, your empire was built off of us. Jordan brand wouldn't be Jordan brand if it wasn't for us. Your shoes shouldn't still be $260, bro. I'm just saying. I got an issue with it. And if you want to bring in a third,
you feel like he's the Lil Wayne of the NBA.
Yeah.
Would that be a fair comparison?
To us. He's a Jay-Z too. To us. Because there's no reason in the world. There's no reason in the world Mark Jackson shouldn't be the head coach. Mark Jackson shouldn't be the head coach. And goddamn me, what's that boy name playing for the Heat? Shane Battier shouldn't be the president of basketball operations. He's never had that.
Bro, being black men from Chicago, the last thing we want to be is off code. So this is what we want to unpack. Am I missing something in the code here? Because Jordan was nothing but black. I know at some point he became, the black people start turning against him.
He became
First it was white people. First it was white people.
He turned against us, man. You don't tell the first chink in his armor as a black man, and I think all 3 of us mature black men, we serious now. The first chink in his armor was what? Republicans buy tennis shoes too. We needed you to speak out at that time on our behalf, bro. That was the first chink in his armor. I think that was the first time black people looked at him sideways. Mm-hmm. And you can't tell me y'all brothers didn't have a problem with that statement at that time.
Like I said, I'm blinded because you brought it up a couple times on this show, and that's the only time I really remembered it as you brought it. And I mean, Republicans do buy shoes, and you got some.
Oh,
listen,
they gonna still buy them.
Listen, you're gonna train your son, if your son's an athlete, once your son grows up, that people with microphones are gonna run up to you and try to paint you into a corner with all type of nonsense and political stuff. And you've got to find out a way to answer it to not get yourself jammed up. They were looking for a soundbite, and he was smart.
You gave him one. And he's still selling those same shoes.
To Republicans.
Yeah, he is.
Republicans buy rap music too.
Every dude watch the NBA, don't
he? Hey, listen, me as a black man, bro, I'm black first. I'm not Democrat first, and I'm saying that coming from I'm saying that coming from a blue city, and so you know I don't discount people just because they're Republicans, especially when I know the history in this country. It was the Republican Party was Lincoln, and the Dixiecrats were the Democrats. And so, you know what I mean? And so if it ain't no longer doing it for us, then, so that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And at that time they asked him that, bro, it was a different political climate. And what do they want Mike to say? Like, what would you want? What would have been, okay, let me ask you, what would have been your response in that same situation? Because I got to get on code. Yeah.
That same situation. It's an unfortunate.
You on your job. You got contracts with these people.
Right.
Yeah.
It was an unfortunate incident. This is a plight that certain Americans have been going through in this country for a long time. And I'm hoping anything like that. Yes. Anything like that. You don't have to come out and say.
But when you're in uniform, Big Nick, you served our country. You served our country, and thank you, Big Nick. And because you served our country, you defended. You didn't just defend Democrats.
Everyone.
You defended Republicans and independents, Green Party, and that's what it's all about, man. You know what I'm saying?
But the difference is, it's okay to say, look, I know there's a lot of Republicans that want to do well for the country, and and I stand with them, and I know that. But you don't have to
say something for the people. He's got to say something.
At that time, you are a leader.
Right,
you are a de facto leader, bro. You are a de facto leader at the time.
Say something.
It was Mike Tyson.
Right.
It was the three Mike. Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson, and Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I do remember kind of he took a mild. He was taking a mild. He
didn't take no side. And we needed him. We needed him.
But he's still not taking a side.
Correct.
He's still not taking a side when it's okay.
So imagine this. Imagine this. You know how people talk about Barack Obama, how they say, some people say Obama gave us nothing, even though he's a Democrat. A lot of people are saying Obama gave us nothing.
I tell them that's not true.
Correct. But my point is this.
Right.
Jordan gave us 6 chips, 6 MVPs. All right. Our organization was shit. All right. It was shit on top of shit.
Yeah.
This man came and through his will, no other will. Y'all can throw in Pippen and all this BS y'all want. It was his will, and I can prove it. It was his will at college at North Carolina that got them those chips. And you can say he had these other players, and everybody can say that he had these other players. Yeah, everybody keeps saying that. Nobody's playing one-on-one. Everybody has other players. But the best players learn how to win with what they have. They learn how to correct.
His sophomore year, Jordan was not the best player on that team. Trust me, he was not. Come on now, we can't do that in big game, James. Can't do it to him. Can't do it to him. Can't do that to him. That was his team.
I don't know if you do the research. I think the head coach thought he was the best player. Everybody knew it, but Jordan. It was just one of those. It was a matter of confidence. After he hit that shot, he knew he was better. Jordan was even saying he was competing against those guys in practice and busting their ass. So you might not have seen it. I might not have seen it. The head coach might not have been calling plays for him. But you can't tell me that he wasn't better than Sam Perkins and just over 1 year. Please, he was busting their ass. Not Sam Perkins.
And Worthing say different.
It was North Carolina.
Yeah,
they played a system.
And Worthing say different.
Yeah, they should pull all the players out and shit.
Right. But Perk and Worthy say different. Perk and Worthy say he knew who team that was when he got there. You know what I'm saying? Jordan was what?
When he got there.
He was the freshman of the year. You know what I'm saying?
But they said Jordan was always busting their ass after practice and working to get better. So by the time he hit that shot, I'm just saying, I hear you.
That put him on the map.
Okay. All right. But I'm saying he won a chip there, right?
Right.
And he got it, and so he went to the Olympics, and I guess you're gonna say Charles Barkley won it for him then, but
no, Jordan won the Olympics.
He got to the MVP. I'm talking about the first one. Yep, he got the MVP of that. Right, he did that. Right. So he's winning. He's getting gold medals. He's winning. He comes to the Bulls. It's a crap organization, right? He busts his ass. Michael Jordan.
Why are you talking to me like I'm saying Jordan was trash? Why are you talking to me like that?
I'm not saying.
Why is that what you're hearing when
I'm trying to give people don't. People take away his credit for what he did. It's a narrative of saying, I'm not saying he did it all, but technically he did. That was all built through him. That was Pippen's not Pippen without the influence of Michael Jordan. Pippen thinks that if he would have went to Seattle and wasn't in the Paulinese trade, that he would have become Scottie Pippen. I heard him talking about that today. And Pippen, you wouldn't have.
No.
Pippen wasn't that.
Paulinese
Pippen wasn't doing that
Pippen.
in college. He wasn't. They took a risk on drafting him. So he got into he was building Jordan's image. He watched how Jordan worked. And Jordan took him and said, we're going to go to practice. We're going to do this, work on that. So for people to just come years later and say, well, he got Pippen and he didn't do nothing. No, Pippen didn't do shit when he got there. Pippen had migraine headaches. He didn't show up to play. Jordan was making him a man, saying, you got to stand up and you got to play like this. And that's what I'm saying, bro.
But do you also acknowledge that the credit and well deserved for Jordan, well deserved. He's a GOAT A, GOAT B, however you see it, you know what I'm saying? But when you talk about Jordan, the rest of us here disparaging against Pippen. And that will kind of get up under our crawl a little bit too. Is because most people that idolize Jordan at that point, they do come down.
I get into it with Chicago fans about it, but a lot of cats wasn't there in the beginning with the frustration of Pippen. Pippen would not show up for big games, man.
Migraine.
I forgive him for that. He matured. He wasn't ready. He had never played in that spotlight. That stuff he would freak out against the Pistons every time.
And
then when he finally got over that hump, they started winning.
Yeah.
I remember, what was it, in 1985, 1995, 96, the 50th greatest? Remember that? So when you're talking to a person like me, and I know Pippen was on that team, that's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Pippen was on that team, bro. The 50th greatest players of all time in NBA history at the time when the NBA turned 50 years old. Pippen was on that team.
Right. But you think we're discounting Pippen by saying Jordan was one of the greatest players or the greatest player of all time?
We're saying you can't use Pippen. I'm saying this because people are using Pippen to take away from Jordan's greatness. When I'm saying no, Pippen's greatness is because of Jordan's greatness. Pippen found a way to move because everything was loaded up against Jordan.
Yeah. Everybody was open.
That's true. Now, also it's true, Pippen averaged, 21, 22 points a game over his career, something like that?
Not that much. But when Jordan was gone, he averaged like 26.
But I also remember Pippen leaving and going to Houston and leaving a very talented, albeit somewhat out their prime.
Portland. He went to Portland, did his thing.
He went to Portland, and that's
Agreed. Pippen was a beast.
Really,
All-star
player. Let me tell you what really made me fall in love with him at Portland. What position he played?
He played a lot of point.
Mm-hmm. That's why I fell in love with him. Because I'm a point guard.
Yeah,
then I'm already a player that I like already.
This don't be a knock on Pippen, but when people try to use the argument that LeBron didn't play with a Pippen, I try to say because LeBron, didn't have patience. LeBron didn't know how to create a Pippen. LeBron, there's something to be said. So when people talk about Jordan as a teammate, and they say he wasn't a team player, he wasn't this and that, I'm with the guy who say, man, I'm with the best player on the team who say, y'all get y'all ass up and be in my house at 4 a.m. We having the breakfast club. And I'm with that. I'm with when it's the best player as opposed to your best player, Allen Iverson, saying practice. We talking about practice. I'm with the guy when he's saying, no, all y'all gonna be here, Nick, holding them to a standard. I love Allen Iverson. I'm saying though, I'm with this guy. You know what I'm saying? And Pippen and them wasn't doing. Pippen, listen, when Pippen and Horace Grant was rookies, they was hating on Mike. They was out partying and doing fuck shit. And Mike was trying to tell them, man, we ain't gonna win doing like this. We were there, bro. We were there. Like,
I got rid of those guys.
I'm not gonna let you just gloss over that LeBron comment because they didn't give LeBron Horace Grant and Pippen. They gave him Eric Snow and fucking Junior Yagoski. You know what I'm saying? They didn't give him Pippen or Horace Grant. So, but that's not a fan until you bring up LeBron.
Who's to say what they would have given him if he would have stayed in Cleveland?
Yeah, he left.
He stayed 7 years.
So did Jordan before he
correct.
Pippen and
So Jordan created Pippen. What I'm saying is maybe Eric Snow, maybe if LeBron was having them at his crib at 4 a.m. and leading and playing as good as Jordan and closing games out and finishing games out instead of kicking it out to the corner to Eric Snow and these bums. Maybe if LeBron decided I'm gonna put my head down in game 7 and take this game over instead of kicking it out to these bums, instead of throwing it to Scottie Pippen, instead of throwing it to Pippen, maybe if that's what I'm saying. Maybe those guys would have looked better if they played with Jordan. Maybe they would have been better if they played with Jordan.
I don't know. That's a valid argument.
It's valid.
That's a valid argument, but it's still Eric Snow and his maturity.
LeBron is a 67% free throw shooter.
And Tyronn Lue and goddamn me, the boy that was fucking LeBron mom, part of my French. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, we got to save this, bro. Listen, save it, Big Nick. We can do this all night. We got to save it. We got to save it. Yeah. So look, give me your wrap up, Big Nick, and then we're gonna throw it to Ace. Back on the pink people, the so-called bus. However you want to wrap it up, bro.
My wrap up is I don't think boxing produces that in the sport. I think if you are there as a Caucasian at that level of boxing, I think it's a deserved place to be for you because of that, the type of sport that is. And, you know, they're not just coming to get my white next door neighbor to go fight, the heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying? So I was just sitting there thinking, because I was trying to think of, is there any white boxers that was up there and they really wasn't? But no, I can't think of any. I might don't like how they glorify them, but I can't think of one that didn't at that time. You can't make an argument that he shouldn't have been in the ring.
Tommy Morrison.
Can you? Tommy Morrison won a chip.
He was on steroids.
Yep, let him do his conclusion.
Yeah.
This is his summary. So these are rhetorical questions. You can't. The
one person in boxing that I have a problem with, and again, I'm biased because I never factor in that they don't train the same, that they don't eat the same, that technology is caught up. But this Rocky Marciano dude, I just got no love for that shit, though, man. I just got no love for that. I'm sorry. I just don't. I have no love for that Rocky Marciano crap. Other than that, I think we hit them all pretty much in the major sports, you know, as far as.
So who's your biggest white bust, Big Nick? Sports history, in your sports history that you know.
In sports. Regardless of, as long as they're in the first round, right? They got to qualify to be first round.
Well,
right?
however you think is the biggest bust, whatever, because if they was first round, they might have played 13 years, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it just depends. Yeah.
Right. Then I would have to go with, Johnny Manziel. Because I thought he was going to ball. He had the brothers thinking he was going to ball.
I like Johnny Manziel's game. It was just he had too many problems, man. And again, if Johnny Manziel was black, he'd been like, we know about your problems, bro. You going in the 5th, 4th round.
He was going to have issues anyway. Even if he was clean, he was going to have issues.
He was going to drop in that draft, though, bro. Manziel, that's the point. I'm glad you brought him up. That's the point of this show. They knew he was doing meth and all kind of allegedly drugs and pills and stuff, and he still got drafted up there, bro. They don't draft brothers like that, man. They don't do it.
They talk about the investigation.
Correct.
Right.
And put it all over the news.
That was almost a scapegoat for him, kind of, because if all those headlines wouldn't have been there for him, that shit you did at Texas Tech or A&M, whatever you did, boy, you can't do that in the league. Not you. You can't do that in the league. They gonna kill you.
Right.
They gonna kill, even if you'd have been a clean cut, you could have been Peyton Manning's image. Once you got to the league, it was gonna end the same way it ended for you, bro. Because you don't have a big arm. You don't have a big arm, and you're college fans. Boy, you ain't nowhere near NFL fans.
And if you look back on it, that stuff he was doing on the field, he was high in college. In college, man.
And playing against 19-year-olds. Playing against 18, 19-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, but okay.
And coming from a wide open system where they really don't, they got 2 plays in the whole book, just different variations.
Right. And you're rich and white. All right, well, I appreciate that, Big Nick.
And you hang out with black celebrities.
Right. All right, Ace, go ahead with your summary, bro.
Well, my biggest bust, I have to go with the Ryan Leaf guy out of the 10. They were in the Pac-10, Washington State. To be drafted number 2 in the draft, and some guys considering whether they were going to take Peyton Manning or Ryan Leaf. And then end up in prison, whatever he was doing, breaking in houses or breaking in cars. You know, he's got to be the biggest bust in the pink people era, as far as athletes are concerned, of the supposed next coming of the great quarterback. I would go with Ryan Leaf. But enough with that guy. Over my shoulder here, I've got the flag. My 10-year-olds won. District 12 champions.
Big ups, bro. Yes, sir.
Little League Banner 2021. Next week we go to sectionals in River Forest, Illinois. Our 12s won tonight. Also, they won the district for Jackie Robinson West. Rashad, our pitcher, threw a no-hitter tonight. Won a 2-0 victory to win the championship. So
man, no hitter in the tight game. That's big ups.
Yeah. So they move on to the sectionals in Bourbonnais, Illinois. So it's going to be a tough section for them.
Borbornis.
Yeah, former home of the training camp of the Chicago Bears. But
the Bears.
So it's we're rolling right along. We expect to. Our season would end in the state championship for Illinois for the 10-year-olds in a couple weeks. So that's what we expect to win that chip for the state. And the 12-year-olds have the opportunity to go to Williamsport and play for the World Series. They got to win section, state, then you got to win the regional. Then you can get to Williamsport. But,
Congratulations.
Yeah,
coming from
playing baseball, man.
Coming from South Florida, where we know a little thing about Little League championships, and one thing one great Little League coach told me is that at this level, when you got 8 and 10-year-olds winning championships, it's not because they're the most talented, but because they bought into everything their head coach was telling them.
Yeah.
So that's a testament. That's a testament to you, my brother.
Yeah.
We got
great work, man. Doing great work, man.
Yeah.
You got those 8 and 10-year-old boys doing and winning. That's because of you.
Yeah. And Ace, you ought to think about getting some of that footage on you got a YouTube channel,
Yeah. Little League has a disclaimer about the footage of their tournament games.
Oh, okay.
Well, you don't have to necessarily be the games, though. Man,
yeah, I got you.
Interviewing some of the kids or whatever, some practices. You know what I'm saying? It'll catch because it's Jackie Robinson, bro, and y'all win it, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Jackie Robinson, they'll be winning the World Series, Nick.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'll work on that. Hopefully, I get one of the.
Can't do it, but maybe we can get somebody else.
Somebody else standing around not doing anything here.
And don't let the Little League World Series do to y'all what they did to that all-black team a few years ago, man.
That was us.
That's them. That's them. That's Jackie Robinson, man. That's what I'm telling you. That's him. That's
we coming back. We'll be back,
man. Look, bro, I was almost done with ESPN, bro. That coverage was disrespectful. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And just because
we
that
little
boy was bigger than everybody
else,
just because he was bigger and better than everybody else.
Man, that's got to be one of our
He was a grown man. That was a kid, man. Black people can look at that little boy and know he was a kid.
Hey, didn't he get drafted in the majors?
Which one?
The one they claimed was shouldn't have been playing.
No, that was New York. That was Daniel Almonte.
Oh, okay.
Our like 13 and like 6 foot.
Yeah.
Our kids, they said they didn't all live in the same neighborhood.
In district, so yes, that's what it was.
Yeah. So even though they finished up playing a South Korean team that had 3 leadoff players that were 6 foot tall at supposedly 12, 13 years old, batting left-handed, that all lived in the same neighborhood in South Korea.
Yeah, right. Like you saying the odds of those Koreans not being related, not having the same genes, living on the same block, being that tall, all batting from the left hand side is like you might as well hit the lotto 4 straight times.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because both of y'all, the Korean team and your team, had a real good pitcher, right?
Oh, we had a great team.
They had a whip, boy. In fact, I want to watch that whole thing again because boy, me and wifey was into, man. That was that's supposed to have been a movie. That's why they killed it, man. It was so, and that was Chicago, bro. The South Side.
Yeah, well, you know, the league made enough money off of it. They got a great contract from ESPN.
Y'all was the first one, right? Y'all was the first black team?
Well, actually, I had a cousin out of New York whose team, they made it to the world. Well, Jackie Robinson had been to the World Series.
I was going to say, y'all had, man.
83. Yeah. My cousin's team out of New York went to the World Series back in the 90s. They got investigated too.
Yeah. Remember they was investigating the Philly team that was down there with y'all.
Yeah, with Monique Davis. Yeah.
That was the one with the girl on there, right?
Yeah, she was smoking motherfuckers, man. Hey, was she the major rotation ace?
Yeah.
But think about this. I remember this too. They gave that little girl all the shine. They didn't put no more shine on that team. Yeah, that's how they do us. That's how they was
pushing out that black girl magic.
Yeah.
But no, that's what they was down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not my agenda. It's not my agenda, Big Nick.
Yeah, I know.
I'm about black family magic, black community magic. You know what I mean? But
all those guys are, in college, or one got drafted to MLB last year, Ed Howard, by the Cubs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, Cubs, bro, staying home. Second round.
First round.
First round. Yeah.
Wow.
They're all doing well. They're all doing well.
Man, and his mom was in the picture, like you saw her crying, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just nice to see that, like now he buying his mom the house and all that kind of stuff. So
first round, he won't even see AAA. He gonna get a couple weeks in AA. I mean, in single A.
Baseball a little different. You gotta work your way up, and no matter where you get drafted.
I don't think the Stars go to AAA no more. I think AA is where
no, you're right. You're right, Nick. Both of y'all are right. It depends on where he's at, but a lot of times they do. They stay in AA, but he might be in there like 6 months, and they give him a shot, pull him up towards the end of his first season. Yeah, maybe after 1 year, but yeah. It depends on
baseball,
the team.
I think baseball got like 70-something rounds.
But if his team ain't playing for nothing. You know what I mean? They might bring him up. It just depends, though, man. Like the Yankees would have brought his ass up. The Yankees would have been playing for playoffs, and they'd bring a rookie up. Yankees do that, but the Cubs.
Well, it's a contract thing now. Once they bring them up, they start their service time.
Right, the clock be running, and dude wrote the book on that. The Cubs GM wrote the book on not paying that.
Yeah.
He wrote
I wish the Marlins stop bringing up their young and do like the successful teams do. Successful teams got these amazing farm systems.
Yeah.
That's what baseball is won at. That's what baseball is won at. That's why after this shit run out with the Dodgers, they ain't gonna win again until they gotta buy teams every year.
Bro, I say the NBA and the NFL should be doing the same thing. They should all have farm teams. The NCAA should be for the kids who want the degree. You know what I'm trying to say? And all sports should have that type of farm system, bro.
Yeah.
Why can you be pro at 14 and 15 in tennis, but you can't be
or golf?
Or golf.
Correct.
Yeah. Or lacrosse or soccer.
Yeah. Or soccer. Yeah.
But why?
But all the Negro sports,
black sport.
Right. Yeah. All the ones who really need the money.
Right.
We can't get it. We got to tender him up. We can't get that 17-year-old all that money. All his homies are gonna be rich. They're gonna be on the block. You know what I mean? This dude, boy. So hey,
now you can go fight. You can go fight combat sports at a young age. But guess what? There ain't no black people running that industry.
See you.
So we'll put you niggas out there to kill each other, beat each other to death.
They used to do that a long time ago for nothing. So.
Okay. Well, hold on. We had some hubbub in the chat. I was ignoring these guys. Tori said Morrison was a third pick. Morrison. Somebody
Adam Morrison.
Yeah, Adam Morrison.
Oh yeah.
And he said Big Nick has lost his mind. I'm sure that has something to do with the Jordan talk. You know, he said Carl Lewis top speed in the 100 was 9.86. 9.86 was Carl Lewis.
Was it?
Yes.
It was 9.8. I thought it was 10.
Oh, till the guy came with the juice. Man.
Okay, but tell him to get past that 9.56 or whatever it was. I don't think nobody else beat that. I don't think nobody beat that. I don't see nobody beating it. I don't see nobody. Do y'all?
Who ran a 9.5?
Hussein. Might have been lower than that.
Yeah, his body was built for running, just like that swimmer dude. What's his name? Michael Phelps.
Yeah, but he can go win. He can go win 37 gold medals on weed. But my sister smoked one joint and she can't go, huh?
He was smart enough not to smoke when he knew he was gonna get tested.
Yeah.
No, hold on. That's what they want us to believe, right?
Well, I mean, most
athletes. That white privilege was smoking in the testing office.
I mean,
well, I mean, it's international testing, man. So
yeah. So they would be against America. They would be against America. And then so if they're doing that to America, then America has to step up and defend her.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Michael Phelps just knew the time.
Correct.
To smoke, just like most college athletes know. There's a time.
I think she done cost herself millions of dollars. I think she cost herself millions of dollars.
I told her she should flip it, bro. She should get with Snoop Dogg and start their own dispensary. Black Girl Magic Weed, you know, and then she could go pro. This ain't gonna stop nothing, man. You just gotta take, and she had a good reason for it. She lost her mom. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
it's always a good. I'm rolling up now. It's always a good reason because it is healthy for you. This shit is good for you. It's always
show wrap up.
We gotta wrap it up.
Hey, let me say this before we go about her.
Go ahead, bro.
Wrap up, let's roll up.
We're gonna cue the music. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Big Nick.
She's still gonna make a lot of money. She's still gonna make a lot of money. She's still gonna get endorsement. But what I'm saying, if you got that gold medal, you make a lot more than a lot more money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I hate. That she's probably going. I don't think they're gonna put on the cover of Wheaties without that gold medal.
They can put on the cover of Wheaties.
I don't think she's gonna get Wheaties. That's another. Oh, speaking of which, one last note. You know, we just opened up our own black mall, right? I think it's in Atlanta. There's a black-owned mall.
Nice. In
I didn't
Atlanta?
get a chance to get into it onto YouTube. I'm not sure. I think it's Atlanta. I didn't get a chance. I saw it on YouTube, but I just
what does that mean exactly? Does that mean that all the stores in the mall are black-owned, or does that mean?
No, the mall itself makes money off the stores. I don't care. I mean, I prefer for my, stores, my tenants to be black businesses, but no, the mall makes money. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't own malls.
Correct.
We can say, okay, this mall is generating $10 million a month. Macy's, you want to come in here? You know what I'm saying?
And then what is the owner of that mall gonna do for the community?
I hope,
because that's gonna be some big billionaire normally.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten into it, but but my whole thing is Rick Ross, stop buying up these goddamn wing stops. You know what I'm saying? Get with some of your brothers and build us a goddamn hospital. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna get money. You're gonna get your money back building up a hospital. Or open up a bank. We need black-owned banks. We need black-owned hospitals. We need black-owned pharmacies. We need black-owned malls. We need this stuff. We need this stuff. I don't need no wing stop. You own a wing stop. You own several wing stops, and I haven't eaten at a wing stop this year.
Man, it's funny he talking about wing stop, man. It's like the wings. It's some wing stops in Inglewood, and they owned by black people. I'm like, what's up with that?
What's up with that? But no, you don't own shit.
No, you don't.
You own the right to lease it.
That's it. And you still got to do everything that Wingstop tell you to do.
Get caught up in, like, just say you a big drug dealer and you get caught up in the feds on you now, you national headlines, you on the Wingstop. You ain't on that Wingstop much longer.
You're right.
Wingstop got to get their name.
You violated your contract. Right.
McDonald's don't care nothing about what go on the inside.
Right.
They care about them golden arches.
Yeah.
That's all they care about.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a
actually,
franchise. I don't care.
McDonald's cares about the real estate. They lease all the real estate to their.
Oh, and they sell all the supplies to they pimping over and over. They sell
Yeah.
all the supplies to their franchisees too. You got to buy the buns for me, bitch. You got to buy the burgers for me, bitch. You got to buy all of the vegetables for me, you bitch. Yeah, you got to rent. You're gonna rent the venue for me, you bitch. You're gonna pay me a percentage.
Hold on.
Go ahead, bro.
Not only that, not only rent, but we're gonna build you a brand new store.
Uh-huh.
But guess what? You ain't gonna build it. You ain't gonna hire your cousin Ray Ray Construction Company. McDonald's gonna build it.
Yeah.
Correct. And McDonald's is gonna supply the concrete. Bitch.
Right. Absolutely. And we're gonna send your dumb ass. We're gonna send your dumb ass to hamburger school.
Hamburger, that's right. That's in Oak Brook. That's
Hamburger.
You want the best food in your life? Take a tour to Chicago. We're gonna show you a tour of Chicago, Big Nick. Take you to Hamburger, you boy. Bro, you're gonna have the best McDonald's you ever had in your life, bro. You're gonna want to slap when you get back home and eat some McDonald's. You're gonna want to slap somebody.
All right.
Most of the McDonald's in that area, even if we could stop at one in that suburban area, bro, because they know that corporate be in there doing tests. They know that Big Nick, the regional director, be in there.
Yeah.
They know. So most of the food, even in greater Chicago area, period, except in the hood, but in the Chicago area, the McDonald's has a better standard than it does in the rest of the world.
Well, I gotta come.
Except
I gotta
for the South
come
Side
there
after
because I gotta come there because I need to voice my gripe, my own personal gripe with the McDonald's Corporation, with the Ray Kroc
they'd love to hear
Corporation,
it.
because
you might come up missing.
No one asked them motherfuckers to take away the big and tasty. No one asked them to do that. What? The only burger you got competing with the Whopper. The only burger you got,
bro.
You took that away, but yet and still you bring me back barbecue with pickles on it.
Bro, I got mad when they got rid of the Ronald McDonald, bro. Ronald McDonald used to show up. They's like, Ronald McDonald's gonna be at this McDonald's over here. We gotta go see Ronald McDonald. Are you kidding me?
Name a birthday venue better than McDonald's back in our days. Name a birthday venue better.
There was none.
Hey, y'all check us out right here next week, 9 p.m. Central. We gonna unpack Michael Jordan, the post NBA legacy.
Ooh,
man, is he loved? Is he hated by the black community? What's going on? Am I off code? Am I on code? Y'all tell me.
Expand it. Don't just do Michael Jordan. Do other polarizing, successful black athletes as well. Because I think there's a lot of them that hate a lot of them. You know what I'm saying?
Michael Jordan. We unpack the attack on Michael Jeffrey Jordan. The J is for Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Michael J. Jordan. Hey, but Big Nick, we love to have you on here. We're going to get a whole panel, though, man. We're going to have people who have your point of view, and then we're going to have, you get a balance of people with my point of view, and, we're going to hash it out.
Yeah. I'm only doing socioeconomical reasons.
We ain't going to gang up on you.
I don't need you, Michael Jesus Jordan, to be investing in prisons when 70% of the population in prisons are my brothers. I don't need you investing in that, Michael Jesus Jordan. You Jesus, man.
I mean, we need you. He basketball Jesus.
That's it.
But the topic ain't on basketball. The topic is on Michael Jordan.
Hey, and so we'll see y'all next week this time. Y'all make sure, I forgot to drop the link in the chat. Maybe they would have pulled up. My bad.
I'm going to need him to hire Mark Jackson too. Mark Jackson, and I need you to go get Shane Battier. And I might consider being you. Come on, man. Come on, brother.
Hey, we, y'all don't.
Bob Johnson, number 2
Hey, make sure you next time you show up, you knuckle up, guard your grill, and don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.
Hey, if this show blow up and you want to sell it to Viacom, I have no problem with that. But can you please make sure in that sale that you're gonna still be the one operating this show instead of turning over to them?